and then came home to score on a wild pitch after the Reds had executed a double steal and Sal Stewart hit a sac fly. Ellie on the back end of that double steal with McLean taking third. The 1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss and a high fastball. It's a ball and 2 strikes now on the Red shortstop.
Yeah, that last fastball, 99, when you combine that with the fact that he pitches at 6 feet 8 inches tall, he's awfully close to home plate. Ball gets on you.
The 9th inning run that Ellie scored, his 7th straight game with a run scored. The 1-2 pitch to De La Cruz is in the dirt inside, and that leaving the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That is a perfect example of how you are productive even when you don't get a hit. Yuri Perez into his windup, turns it loose. The pitch to Ellie is low and inside, a slider. And the count now runs full at 3 balls and 2 strikes on De La Cruz. Nobody on, 2 out. Yuri Perez back into his windup, and the right-hander's payoff pitch. And Ellie takes over but low on the inside corner for ball 4. It was 100 miles an hour, but it was low on the inner half, and Ellie is aboard with a 2-out walk.
You know, we mentioned that Perez had some control problems his last time out against the Yankees. He's a young man who's 22 years old, and he throws 6 different pitches. He might want to try to simplify it a little bit.
You don't see that very often with young pitchers. Usually they kind of pick those up along the way. Sal Stewart at the plate with a runner at first base, 2 outs. Picked to first, chases Ellie back to the bag on his belly.
That's not a good move at all. In fact, that was a move where he took his right foot, stepped behind the rubber, and then threw over to first base. Talk about having a bell on your foot.
Perez, hands together at the belt. Now he's home. And Stewart didn't want to, but chased the pitch up and in for strike 1. Snap throw from Hicks down to first, but Ellie diving back in. We told you that Hicks isn't good at throwing out base runners, and base runners have had a field day when Yuri Perez is on the mound.
Although that last delivery to home plate was a slide step, so maybe he's coming up with something new.
Good lead at first for Ellie. Perez comes set. The pitch. And it's a strike on the outside corner around the knees. 0-2 on Sal Stewart as he watches the fastball. Sal having a great time playing in front of so many friends and family here in Miami. He said, obviously being in the big leagues is a dream come true, but so too is playing in this building. Understandable. Runner at first, 2 outs. 0-2 the count on Stewart. Yuri Perez to the plate with the 0-2 pitch to Sal Stewart. Way off the outside corner. The other thing that would give the Reds an opportunity to do some running here is Liam Hicks is really on one knee behind the plate, which cuts down on your mobility and your agility behind the plate. Right-hander throws. Ellie's running, and the pitch is swung on and fouled straight back.
You know, you mentioned all the fans that Sal Stewart has here at the ballpark tonight. He went to Westminster High School here in Miami, which is the same high school where A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez, went. So they've got a pretty good baseball program their whole time. I wonder how many of his friends are right out of high school buddies of his that all of a sudden come around to see a big league friend.
I would imagine quite a few. Ellie was running on the last pitch. See if he's going here on the 1-2. Perez, a long hold of the belt. The kick, there he goes. The 1-2 pitch is a ball outside, and the throw to second, not nearly in time. It bounced to second, and Ellie was practically standing up by the time the ball got down to second base. An easy steal for Ellie. A stolen base now in back-to-back games for De La Cruz after not having one through the first 10.
Not only did that ball bounce on the throw to second base, but it bounced almost off the mound.
A little too close for comfort if you're
I don't know, maybe Perez was supposed to cut that ball off.
Ellie leading off of second base. It's like the old Little League first and third play. 2-2. Stewart fouls it away off the right side. Well, that has a chance to be a beneficial stolen base if Sal Stewart can come up with a 2-out knock. It would score Ellie easily from second base now. Stewart with 6 RBIs on the season. He's hitting .351, 13 for 37. Perez readies. And the 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Blocked by Hicks to keep Elliott second. Sal was 1 for 3 last night. Singled in the 5th inning. He had the Reds' first hit of the ball game. He broke up the perfect game leading off the 5th. Then he delivered a sac fly that got the Reds on the board in the 9th inning. Trying to get the Reds on the board tonight in the 1st inning. De La Cruz at second. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Stewart. The 23rd pitch of the inning already for Yuri Perez is on the way to Sal Stewart. Ellie's running, and the pitch is bounced down the third base line, off the third baseman, Pauly, and it caroms over into foul territory. Ellie will score. Sal will reach. It's 1-0 Reds. Well, Pauly tried to play it in front of him, but it went right off of his body and shot straight over into foul territory.
Ellie going on the pitch, and he sees the play in front of him. He does not slide a third. Of course, he's got to wait until the ball bounces off the defender to come home. But that was a really good at-bat by Sal Stewart. He hung in there. He fouled off a couple of tough pitches, got one that he could put into play. And miraculous as though it may be, they get a run here in the 1st inning.
Now the first pitch to Eugenio Suarez, a wave and a miss for strike 1. We'll see how it's scored, if it'll be a hit or an error. They've put an error on the board, so an error on the third baseman, Pauly. Not an easy play, really. I don't think we've had an official ruling yet, but they do have an error on the scoreboard. There goes Sal. The pitch is a strike, throw to second, not in time. The tag came right down on top of Sal's head, knocked off his helmet, but he's in there with his 3rd stolen base of the year. Now a base hit by Suarez will net the Reds another run. Suarez hitting just 195, 8 for 41. A couple of home runs, 7 RBIs, and Perez kicks, steals, and Suarez sends one in the air toward the line, falling quickly and right. Long run, diving for it is Casey. Can't get it. It's going to roll behind him. Stewart will score. Suarez into second and holding there with an RBI double, 2-0. Owen Casey, all or nothing, went after it, made the diving attempt, couldn't get it, and he's lucky that that ball's trajectory didn't take it back past him much further than it did.
He was playing fairly deep against Eugenio Suarez in right field, and that ball really went off the end of the bat. It falls in there, kind of a sinking, sliding blooper out there, and Suarez gets a double, drives in another run. And things are falling the right way for this Reds machine right now.
Daniel Moscos is the Marlins pitching coach out there to visit with Yuri Perez right now and try to settle him down a little bit.
You know what can be really demoralizing is that you get a runner on base and he steals second base and then he's stealing third. The next runner gets on, he immediately steals again, and you really have no defense for that. That can really frustrate a pitcher beyond anything. So he's going to be trying to basically strike everybody out here on just to make sure that he doesn't have to give up any stolen bases.
Little house cleaning. It is officially an error on the third baseman, Pauly. It allowed Stewart to reach. So no RBI. 2-0 Reds, though. Will Benson's the batter. Perez delivers, and Benson takes a look at a strike. A fastball at the knees at 99 miles an hour, and the count is 0-1 on Benson. 2 runs home for the Reds already in the early going. Still trying to play add-on with Suarez down at second base and 2 away. That double play looks even larger now. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss. And keep in mind, it was Graham Pauly at third base that started that double play on McLean. And it was a really nice play. Then it's his error that extends the inning. Of course, the way that Pauly was going toward the line, I think that would have been a tough play for him to get the out on Stewart at first anyway. The 0-2 pitch to Benson. Swung on, and this is fouled back and out of play. Of course, if he keeps it in front of him and doesn't let it get by him, Ellie doesn't score. Probably has to stay at third base. Nothing in 2, the count on Benson. Yuri Perez comes set. The 0-2 pitch. Benson bounces it foul. First base side, still no balls and 2 strikes.
You know, I'm not really sure why the Marlins are trying to trick the Reds with off-speed pitches. He went fastball, Perez did, to Will Benson. Change up, good pitch there, got a strike, and then a breaking ball for a strike. No one's touched his fastball yet, but they seem intent on trying to trick him.
The 0-2. Benson takes a changeup down and away.
I mean, if you throw 100 miles an hour, wouldn't you want to showcase that pitch?
I would think. And a lot of guys that throw that hard will tell you, I don't want to get beat by anything less than my best. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Benson. Of course, the pitch calls come from the dugout, as we've documented in this series. Backdoor breaking ball hangs off the plate outside. And now it's a full count on Will Benson. Make it's even. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Benson. Runner at second base, 2 outs. Yuri Perez sets, and the 2-2 pitch. And the fastball is over but low at 100. This is a long inning now for Yuri Perez. 33 pitches he's thrown in this first inning already. And already they're on the phone to the bullpen. Third baseman way off the line. Payoff pitch on the way to Benson. Swung on, and this is fouled back to the left side, out of play. Really got to give Ellie De La Cruz a lot of credit for working the walk after the double play. He stole second, was off for third when Sal put the ball in play to the third baseman, and it went off his chest. Then Sal scored on the bloop double by Eugenio Suarez down the right field line. 3-2 on Benson, who's putting together a nice at bat. Here's the 9th pitch of this at bat. Swinging and a miss. And there's that fastball, and he blew it by him. Benson's down on.
Early's had a good day. 2 hits for him. Swing and a drive. Belton right. Burley admires that one. She is long gone. Is it too early to say, holy cow? I think it is right on time. The Cardinals strike again. Tucson with 2 strikes. That ball was absolutely destroyed.
What a 6th inning. Goosebump moment here at the ballpark for everybody.
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win. Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these ourselves, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
24/7 peace of mind. AAA, proud partner of the Cincinnati Reds. Be better prepared for life's curveballs.
Champion Windows and the Cincinnati Reds are teaming up to give you a home run deal. Right now, we're offering buy 2 windows, get 2 free. And for a limited time, Reds fans can get an additional $1,000 off a sunroom using promo code GOREDS. Call or schedule your free estimate online at championsavenow.com.
This lineup tonight. Jacob Marcy's the center fielder leading it off. Then Xavier Edwards, the second baseman, will hit second. Augustin Ramirez DHing tonight. He hits third. Liam Hicks handles the catching and bats fourth. Connor Norby's at first base batting fifth. Owen Casey's the right fielder hitting sixth. Griffin Conine will play left and hit seventh. Leo Jimenez at short hits eighth. And batting ninth, the third baseman, Graham Pauley, against Red starter Brady Singer. Singer's first pitch is low and inside for ball 1 to Jacob Marcy. Marcy waits and hits it right back up the middle off the foot of Singer. He gathers, backhanded flip to Stewart on a bounce, picked, got him. Great play by both Singer and Stewart. Brady Singer showing off a little athleticism right there after knocking it down, a little kick save on a ball that looked like it was headed right back through the box.
Well, the pitchers union loves this because anytime people describe pitchers, they say, well, they're not really athletes. But Singer, stuck his foot out, chased the ball down behind the mound, backhanded it to first baseman, and a nice pick down there by Stewart. That's a little bit of improvisation.
No, Chris. Pitchers are elite athletes.
I like that. I like that.
There you go. Right in there for a called strike. 0-1 on Xavier Edwards. Where did almost every pitcher play growing up on the infield? Shortstop, unless you were left-handed. Swung on, fouled away to the left side, out of play. Counts 0-2. If you were a pitcher and you're left-handed and you still grew up playing shortstop, you had to be the elitist of the elite athletes.
Indeed.
Haven't seen many of those. 0-2 on Xavier Edwards. 16 for 41, a .390 hitter here on the season to get it started. Home run, 5 RBIs for Edwards. Singer's into his windup and home with the 0-2 pitch. Edwards bounces this one over the mound. Charging McLean. He'll glove, transfer, throw, close, out at first. Edwards immediately looks into the dugout to say challenge. It was a close play at first base, but Edwards might have his first hit of the series if the Marlins do win a challenge, and they do. So let's see. The crew chief is James Hoy. He's the third base umpire. The first base umpire, Sean Barber, had the call. DJ Rayburn's calling the balls and strikes today. John Lipka's down at second base. Those are your umpires for tonight. We get a look at it at first base on the big board. Rules expert says. I think he's going to be safe. What do you think?
I think he's probably going to overturn this one.
Speaking of overturned calls.
The runner is safe.
So Miami keeps the challenge. It'll be a base hit for Edwards. First base runner of the game for Miami. The call at second base, the obstruction call on Matt McLean, which was originally assessed as an error, has been changed to just a stolen base, and they've wiped out the error. So the Reds have still, to this point, not committed an error. Agustin Ramirez standing in. Brady Singer readies at the belt, throws. The pitch to Ramirez is in there for a called strike.
Tommy, I'm all for the Reds continuing their errorless streak, but I just don't understand the mechanics behind. The umpire called the runner out on the tag. The other umpire called obstruction, so he was awarded the bag safe, but now he's given a stolen base.
Yeah, go figure. I don't.
So basically, Elias Sports Bureau has overruled the call on the field by the umpire. Now we're safe.
And if you looked at the video, you would see that it looked like he was clearly out had it not been for obstruction. So I don't understand. I won't try to get into that. You and I have already had a pretty spirited discussion about the obstruction rule.
Game is definitely changing.
Yes, it is. 0-2 the count on Ramirez. Down and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Agustin Ramirez. But the Red streak, it was already in Reds historic ranks, the longest errorless streak to start a season for the Reds, going back to the year 1900. 1-2 pitch, and Ramirez takes upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's tied for the second longest streak by any team to start a year in baseball. Oddly enough, the 2 longest streaks were both in 2022. The Padres started that year 16 games error-free. The Royals started that year, just as the Reds have, 11 straight errorless games. Brady Singer's 2-2 fastball sinks low. It's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes on Agustin Ramirez with a runner at first base and 1 out. Singer from the belt, readies. He turns and fires to first base. Checking on Xavier Edwards, but he's back safely. Edwards does have a couple of stolen bases on the season. Ramirez 8 for 35, hitting .229 on the season. The pitch is swung on, and this ball's drilled to the left center field gap, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. It'll score Edwards easily. Ramirez will coast to second base with an RBI double, and the Reds lead is 2-1. Agustin Ramirez with his 3rd double of the year. It's RBI number 2.
Now this young man can really hit, and you realize now why the Marlins want to keep him in the lineup, either as a DH or behind the plate that he was the first couple of games in this series. Just a good, powerful swing, gets to the ball. He didn't chase really any bad pitches in the at-bat, and he makes it a one-run ball game.
The batter is Liam Hicks. We haven't seen much of Hicks in this series. He's come off the bench to get 3 at-bats so far in the first 2 games, but he's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. He is one of their better hitters, which is why he's hitting in the cleanup spot, but he hits left-handed, so he doesn't see a lot of action against left-handed pitchers. First pitch to him is a fastball too low, and the count's 1-0. Hicks hitting .296, 8 for 27, 3 home runs, and he's tied for 5th in the big leagues with 12 RBIs. The 1-0 pitch. Singer pours in a fastball across the knees for a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike on Hicks. Now time called, and he'll back out of the box. Brady Singer, now the veteran of this Reds pitching staff. Did his college work not terribly far from here, over in Gainesville, Florida. The 1-1. Ground ball, foul.
Unless you want to drive there, it's about a 5.5 hour drive.
Is it that far?
Oh, yeah.
Come on. You know, for having lived in this state for 7 years, I still don't have the geography of the state.
You know, from the very southern part of the state all the way to the state line in Georgia, it's about a 12-hour drive.
Oh, yeah, that's a haul. Now, I never drove to Miami, but I definitely drove from Pensacola to Gainesville. Pickoff attempt at second. It's right behind the runner, and it's on into center field, and that's going to allow Ramirez to go to third. Well, that's the first error of the year on the Reds, and it's on a pickoff attempt from a pitcher. That will end the streak for the Reds at 11 games. Ramirez at third, 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes, the count on Liam Hicks. The pitch, up and away. It's a 2 ball, 2 strike count. I'll put it this way. Miami's a lot closer to Gainesville than Cincinnati is.
You know your geography, Tommy.
The pitch fouled away. Off the left side, it's a 2 ball, 2 strike count.
You know, and I trusted you to drive me from Cincinnati to Pittsburgh, and you did a great job. Didn't get lost.
We made it in less than 5 hours, I'll tell you that.
That was the first for me.
It was a lot shorter than the drive from Miami to Gainesville. Pitch way too high. It's a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. It is. It's a 5-hour, 18-minute drive by car. Right now, there's a couple accidents out there probably slowing things down. Full count, 3-2 on Hicks. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball through the right side of the infield, a base hit. So we're tied at 2. Hicks singling home Augustine Ramirez, 13th RBI of the year for Liam Hicks.
A little spinning breaking ball right there by Brady Singer that just got up a little bit. He's got a lot of break on the ball, but it started about waist high, got thigh high by the time it got through the plate, and Hicks put a good swing on it.
Well, Derek Johnson's going to go out to the mound now and pay Brady Singer a visit. Runner on at first base and 1 out in the inning, 2 runs home. This game is all tied at 2 aside. So they're trying to settle him down a little bit. Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out a batter, Western and Southern donates to support cancer research, education, and care in the greater Cincinnati area. When it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this together. Connor Norby will stand in. Singer goes to work against Norby. First pitch on the way, swung on, fouled into the net above the first base dugout. Count is 0-1 on Norby. Singer making his 4th career start against Miami. Came in 1-1 with a good ERA of 2.45. The pitch to him is a strike on the outside corner of the knees. Norby wants to challenge. So we turn our attention to the video board. Survey says strike. Barely. Barely. Wow. Yeah.
I mean, the red of the thread touched the black of the plate.
That's a strike. What were we saying about letter of the law? 0-2 the count on Connor Norby. I mean, that's going to go down as one of the best. The 0-2 off the plate outside. Of course, if you're a pitcher, you'd love to be able to throw that pitch every single time.
Every time. You'd only need one pitch.
Yeah. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Norby. Singer delivers. Swing, and that's fouled off at home plate. Norby has a hit, is only at bat against Brady Singer. He's faced him a couple of times. He was hit in the other at bat, so he's been on both times. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Norby just 5 for 30 this year. Singer looking for a double play ball. He's home with a 1-2 pitch. Buzzed his tower, fastball up and in, and Norby leans back out of the way of ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 1 out. Signal given. Singer's 2-2 pitch. Swinging a bouncing ball foul. Third base side. It's still a 2 ball, 2 strike count. Today's Tempstar game time temperature is 72 degrees inside Lone Depot Park with the roof closed. To get complete home comfort with a Tempstar heating and cooling system, find your local Tempstar dealer at tempstar.com. The 2-2 pitch to Norby. Way off the outside corner, fastball away. That's a full count now on Norby. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Singer's out there grinding right now. He doesn't look particularly comfortable.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's trying to figure out a way to get through this inning.
3-2 pitch, and there's a line drive into left field. That's a hit. Around second, Hicks. He's on his way to third. Benson's throw comes into second to hold Norby at first, and they're at the corner. Still only 1 out in the inning.
Well, they're hitting the ball hard here off the Singer here in this inning, and you have innings like that. He does not have very many first inning problems. He had not given up a hit in the first inning going all the way back to last year, September 23rd. So he's a good starter, but right now it looks like he's coming off the baseball a little bit, and some days you have those kind of starts, so you've got to figure out and fix it by yourself.
Well, he's trying. He's got to figure it out quick. Right now, the go-ahead runs at third base in the first inning. The Reds were leading it 2-0. It's tied 2-2. And the first pitch to Owen Casey is off the outside corner for ball 1. 1-0 on Casey.
He's could be a dangerous hitter. He's got a couple of home runs.
Singer has the sign and readies. Here he comes with the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball, could be 2. Ellie has it, steps on second, throws to first, double play.
Streaking way back to the wall, and Matt Olson gets us going with a homer.
Thomas races back toward the track, leaps, he makes the catch. A terrific grab from Lane Thomas.
What a shot for Mark Vientos to make that 3 home runs for the Twins here in the 9th inning.
That is hit high and deep to left field. It took a long time, but there's the first major league home run for Jordan Lawler.
At the wall, Bader makes the catch right up against the wall. Very nice play.
Stalls it out towards left center field. Long run. Thomas, can he reach it? Oh, he can. Yes, he can. What a sliding grab by Alec Thomas.
And that's number 1 this year for Rafi Devers. There is no stopping that young man.
Well, Susak is 3 for 3 in his first big league start. They're just losing their minds over there, thinking, yeah, our kid can hit.
I'm going to throw out a restaurant kitchen term to you, and then hit me with a baseball one. I'll start first.
Okay.
Mise en place.
Oh, mise en place. That is, as the chef, you put all your different ingredients out, kind of before you start cooking, right?
You got it, man. Yeah. That's the most important
one. That's a tough one. I hear this one a lot because of my name, can of corn.
Easy fly ball.
Reds come to bat here in the second inning. Tied at 2. Reds and Marlins in the third game of this 4-game series. Reds have won 5 in a row, trying to make it 6 straight. They scored 2 in the first, but the Marlins came right back with an answer. So we're still even. Now at 2 apiece, Tyler Stevenson bats. Looks like it's raining out downtown Miami as we play with the roof closed. The 1-0 pitch to Stevenson. Down too low. Either that or my contacts are extremely cloudy.
Nope, I think that is rain.
I mean, you could barely see the buildings right now out there. 2 balls and no strikes. Of course, there is that haze that hangs in here for the first few innings from the pyrotechnics prior to the game, the 2-0 pitch. And it's off the outside corner to Stevenson. 3 balls and no strikes.
They've actually had a lot of local flooding here over the last few days. That's how much it has rained while we've been in Dade County.
Not exactly roof open type of weather, unfortunately. Strike called to Stevenson. And as much as I am a proponent for the roof being open, just hadn't been ideal conditions for that. 3-1 on Stevenson. The right-hander into his windup, the 3-1 pitch, and that is taken low, ball 4. Stevenson walks on 5 pitches. That's the thing right there. We kind of talked about it a little bit at the outset. You don't want to give in to this guy. Make him throw pitches, and you could probably knock him out of the ballgame pretty early.
That's a great strategy, and I think the Reds are all over that based on what he did last time out. And, you know, I think you add to the fact that he had a very long first inning, over 30 pitches in the first inning. You know, this is one of those days where you may not be getting him at his best.
Big swing and a miss by Noelvi Marte. You can actually hear the rain on this metal roof now.
Yeah.
Here at Lone Depot Park. Not sure if it's coming through our effects microphones and crowd mics, but the pitch in there for strike called to Noelvi Marte. So now Marte's thinking, well, where did this control come from all of a sudden? Got him down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Tyler Stevenson's on at first base. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, struck him out on 3 pitches, got him with a breaking ball down and away. Marte is the second strikeout victim.
Pretty good sequence of pitches there for Yuri Perez. Slider, fastball, slider, all of them well placed.
Key Brian Hayes will stand in. Hayes up with a runner at first and 1 out. Yuri Perez brings it home. The pitch to Key Brian Hayes. Big cut and a miss. And the count is 0-1 on Hayes. Well, we've seen Hayes with the ability to hit the ball to the right side. He's got a huge hole over there right now if he could punch one through. And strike called on a breaking ball over the outside corner, knee high. Hayes kind of cocking his head to the side a little bit. But he's down to the count 0-2. Hayes just 3 for 28, a 107 clip as he bats here. And swings and misses a breaking ball down and away. So Hayes down on strikes. Just the second time this year that he struck out. Now back to the top of the order in T.J. Friedl. Stevenson still at first. He walked to start the inning, but back-to-back strikeouts from Yuri Perez. Now Friedl takes a first pitch strike. Breaking ball drops in, 0-1. Friedl lined one past the shortstop, Leo Jimenez, who plays Friedl up the middle. There's a huge hole on the left side if Friedl shoots the ball to the left side of second base again like he did his first time up. The 0-1 pitch in the dirt. Not leaving the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now keep in mind the pitch that TJ punched into left center field his first time up was up and away. Maybe that'll force Perez in, and if it does, Friedl can turn on it. That's where we see him do his damage. Perez home with the 1-1 pitch. Swung on, and that's fouled back. The fastball up. 1 ball and 2 strikes on TJ Friedl. Two our score in the second inning. Tyler Stevenson's at first, 2 outs. Yuri Perez took over 35 pitches to get through the first, trying to have a much quicker second inning. The 1-2. Friedl swings at a breaking ball, and a slow curve is fouled off of his leg. Still a ball and 2 strikes. At Kroger, an annual Boost membership saves you up to $1,100 a year with double fuel points, unlimited free delivery, and member exclusive savings. Sign up today at Kroger.com/boost. Friedl back into the box now after he was given a little time to get the sting out of his leg. The 1-2 pitch again from Perez to Friedl. Swing, and there's a little slow roller toward third. Barehanded by the third baseman. He can't find a handle on it. Paulie tried to come in and barehand that. That was his only play. I still don't think he would have had a play on Friedl. It's an infield hit, his second hit in as many at-bats to start this game tonight. And the Reds have 2 on with 2 out. And Matt McLain coming to the plate. Stevenson holding at second.
He got that right on the end of the bat. And it had a lot of spin on it, but maybe they're just beginning to fall a little bit for TJ Friedl. Get you going a little bit.
Well, they fell for McLain late in the game last night. He had doubles in each of his last 2 at-bats. Had a run scored and an RBI late in that game. The pitch, swinging and a miss. Strike 1 to Matt McLain.
So the double that McLain had last night down the left field line reminded me a little bit of Bucky Dent when he hit a double in a 1-game playoff against the Boston Red Sox back in the 70s. And because Bucky Dent had hit one off of his leg the previous pitch. And McLain had done the same thing last night.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss and a high fastball up and in.
So I went back to the room last night. I looked at that video of Bucky Dent and kind of relived that moment. And I went to McLain today. I said, "You ever heard of Bucky Dent?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, I told him about the 1-game playoff, Yankees and Red Sox and so on, how Dent had hit that 3-run home run off of Mike Torres." And he said, "He hit a changeup on the next pitch." And he said, "So did I." I said, I always made it a rule as a pitcher, anytime a batter hit a ball off his foot, I never threw a changeup on the next pitch. I always threw a fastball because that batter is laying back, making sure that he didn't get out in front and re-hit the same spot.
Makes sense. Ball and 2 strikes. The pitch off the plate outside. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count on McLain. You look at Yuri Perez, he is already at 54 pitches as he works to Matt McLain in the second inning. The Reds batting with 2 on and 2 out. Perez to the plate with a 2-2 pitch. McLain put a good swing on it, but fouls it back. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and Perez showing some really visible frustration when he throws a good pitch and the Reds foul it off. He gets the 2 strikes. He's looking for a strikeout, and when they foul it off, he kind of turns his back and shrugs his shoulders, and he wants to get off that mound.
That's heartwarming for a hitter when you see that from a pitcher. 2-2 on McLain. Perez back home with a 2-2 pitch. Over but low, and now full count, 3-2, and again signs of frustration from Yuri Perez after he thought he made a pretty good pitch, but it missed low. And the count is full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. McLain had the double that ignited the 9th inning rally, and then he had the huge double that drove home 2 in the 10th inning. That kind of iced it for the Reds last night. They'd already scored 1, but that 2-run double was a big play. 3-2 pitch. There go the runners, and McLain swings, sends a high fly ball, fairly well hit, but the park will hold it.
And what do we got? Oh, it's one of those parabolic mics. This is one of the sillier delays that I've seen. Gino Hackett on his heels a little high. He's airmailed into right field.
Heath at third, backpedaling, and he can't make the catch. That was awkward.
Trying a little trickeration. Nobody fell for it. It's worth a shot. Why not?
Oh, that's funny. Wait till they mass market him, like the Grimace.
Yeah. I think style, it's a very complicated thing.
Custom cleats came when I earned the rights to wear custom cleats.
So I think without going out and being loud and saying this is who I am, or whatever, you can just kind of wear a certain shoe or a glove or a batting glove or whatever, and it kind of shows who you are.
Neto leading off against the new and improved Emerson Hancock.
You're going to see a lot more aggressive swings, I think, from Neto here.
So they hope this whole new persona leads to more, but there's more from Zach Neto. Way back, long gone. There's home run, number 1 in the leadoff spot for Zach Neto, his first leadoff homer this year.
Just being more aggressive, thinking, I'm going to get one, and he got one there. Four-seam fastball. Zach Magneto.
Company is hiring. Get on-the-job training, excellent benefits, 401k, and more. Visit KlostermanBakery.com/careers. Klosterman Bakery, where family values are baked right in.
Klosterman, better, you bet.
See if things go a little better for Brady Singer now as he goes back to work in the second inning of a 2-2 tie. Marlins had some good swings on him in the first inning. See how he bounces back here in the second. Let's look at today's Reds Hall of Fame and Museum trivia question of the game. It involves our good friend George Foster. George was the first and to date remains the only Red to hit 50 or more home runs in a season. Swung on, fouled off the plate by Griffin Conine. 0-1. Who was the first Reds player to hit 40 or more home runs in a season? Was it A, Eval Goodman, B, Ted Kluszewski, or C, Frank Robinson? It's got to be a big clue, right?
I would think it would be Clue. I know that he probably did it. I think Robinson is out because Clue did it before him.
Okay.
In fact, I think that Clue hit more home runs than strikeouts one year.
Line to right center field off the bat of Griffin Conine, and that'll be played on a couple of bounces in the alley by Friedel. He rifles it back in with a strong throw to McLean, and Conine has to slam on the brakes and hold up at first base with a hard hit single to the right center field gap. Friedel really got to that ball in good shape. Now Leo Jimenez is the batter with a runner on at first and nobody out. Pitch to Jimenez. High bouncing ball to Ellie. Comes in, gloves. He's only going to have one play. Has to get on the throw to first, but just does get the speedy Jimenez for the out. Conine advancing to second. That's the other thing that's probably a little frustrating right now for Brady Singer. There have been a couple of fortuitous bounces for the Marlins in this game. You go back to the first inning, the out of Marcy was a great play by Singer, but he kicked it himself. And then there was the slow roller by Xavier Edwards. He was initially called out on the do-or-die play that McLean had to make. He was later ruled safe after review. That was a softly hit ball, and that's kind of what started the Marlins' first inning rally. Graham Pauley swings and fouls away a first pitch slider. 0-1 on the left-handed hitting Pauley. Another guy we haven't seen a lot of because of the lefties that the Reds have been running out there. The pitch is inside low for ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike on Pauley. Jimenez, the runner at second base with 1 out. 1 ball, 1 strike on Graham Pauley. The pitch to him. Swung on and tipped foul. Stevenson squeezes strike 2. He was instrumental in the Marlins win in New York on Sunday. He delivered a pinch hit go-ahead 2-run double with the bags packed. He only has 1 at bat in this series. He's 0 for 1. Does have an RBI though. The pitch. Pauley swings and misses at a fastball up and away. He's down on strikes. Now back to the top of the order. It'll be Jacob Marcy.
Looked like the Singer executed the scatter report right there. Paulie obviously does not like the pitch upstairs. He thinks he can hit it because he swung at the last two that were up around his eyes, but that's not really his zone. Singer, who normally keeps the ball down, went right up the ladder to get him out.
Marcy with a runner at second, 2 outs. First pitch to him upstairs on the outside corner for ball one. 1-0 on Jacob Marcy. Singer comes set. A look back to second. Out of the plate. Marcy takes a strike at the knees. And the count evens at 1 ball, 1 strike. Inning started with a base hit by Conine. Advanced to second on a soft ground out to short. Now the 1-1 swing, and there's a bullet right between first and second into right. Marte has a little trouble finding the handle on it. The throw comes to plate, but it's not in time. Conine will score, and the Marlins have the lead 3-2. If Marte comes up with that cleanly, he might have a chance to get Conine. But there was a momentary bobble.
Yeah, he bobbled it actually out of his glove, picked it up with his bare hand, got control of it, then threw to the plate. But Conine didn't even have to slide. That's how quickly he got around the base and into home plate.
RBI single for Marcy. Snapped a 1 for 22 yesterday by going 2 for 4. Now he has a base hit and a second at bat today, and he has his 3rd RBI of the year. The pitch in for a strike to Xavier Edwards. It's 0-1. 3-2 Marlins in the second. And now time call on the plate. Singer will back off the back of the rubber. Edwards out of the box to the plate. Edwards will use his time to ease back into the box now. Singer the pause the belt, and the 0-1. Popped up high into the air, left field line, twisting toward the seats, and over comes Benson. He slides. It hits off of Benson and falls. I don't know if that hit him in the chest or the face, but it hit Benson as he tried to make a sliding attempt on it in foul territory.
Well, he was coming so hard after that ball. If he didn't slide, he would have hit the wall and hit it hard. So he crosses the left field line, foul territory, about 2 steps beyond that, and he goes into a slide and then tries to make a little bit of a basket catch. And as he did, the ball came up and hit off the glove and then off his chest.
0-2 on Xavier Edwards.
Well, he covers some ground now.
Yeah, he did.
Benson does.
I didn't think there was any way he was going to get close to it. He caught up to it, just didn't catch it. 0-2 on Edwards. Singer turns and fires to first, but he throws it away. By Sal Stewart up the line. Here comes McLean to pick it up. The runner's going to try for third. Here comes McLean's throw to third, and it's not in time. So Marcy goes first to third on the errant pickoff attempt by Brady Singer. Let's pause for ID on the Reds Radio Network.
Marcy had no intention at all of stopping at second base on that overthrow. He's running the bases like he's running away from a pack of dogs.
I think McLean would have had a play on him if the throw was on target. Pitch down too low, but the throw pulled Key Brian Hayes off the bag towards second base and kind of toward left. He had no chance to get back and get the tag. 1-2 pitch just off the inside corner to the left-handed hitting Xavier Edwards. He's a switch hitter, but bats from the left side against the right-handed throwing Singer. 2-2 the count. 1 run home for the Marlins here in the second. They lead at 3-2, and now the 2-2 pitch. Tap foul up the first base line. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes on Xavier Edwards.
Brady's getting his pitch count up there a little bit. Next one will be 45. Here he is, not even through the second inning yet.
Nothing happening right now in the Reds bullpen. The Marlins have the lead. Singer readies, and the 2-2 pitch. Fastball didn't miss by a ton, but it got Edwards hopping out of the way of it. A little bit high on the inside corner. Now a full count, 3-2. Singer from the belt to the plate. 3-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit, left field. That'll score Marcy. Benson's over to cut it off on a bounce. Gets it back in with Edwards at first on the RBI base hit. His second hit today. 4-2 Miami.
Boy, this just looks like a completely different offense that Clayton McCullough's running out there tonight when you were able to load it up with, what, 5 left-handers, including the switch hitter, making 6 left-handers with Edwards out there.
Agustin Ramirez. He doubled. Drove home a run and scored in the first. Ramirez watches a fastball low for ball 1. 1-0 on Agustin Ramirez. Singer readies his pitch. Check swing on a slider. Did he go? They ask at first. No swing. 2 balls and no strikes. Nothing happening yet in the Reds bullpen. Keep in mind they used their long man for 2 innings last night. But Franco did an excellent job out of the Reds bullpen. The pitch from Singer's a strike on the inside corner, a slider, 2-1. One thing about Singer, he is never going to just give in and fold the tent. He's going to continue to work for it, continue to battle, and try to find a way. He doesn't have his best stuff today. Bouncing ball to third. Key Brian Hayes in. Gloves. Zips it over to Stewart to get the out on.
Bottom 4, 3-0 Blue Jays. Kazuma Okamoto to lead it off for the Blue Jays at a fly ball to right in his first at bat. As Okamoto drills one. High, deep, gone! His first home run as a Blue Jay, and it is 4-0. Big time power to the opposite field.
He came here with a power bat, and to show that early in the season, he's got these fans on their seats.
Whoa. And it was still a strike. How about that?
Me? He's falling down. He can't even see home plate.
Duke has it and throws a changeup in the dirt.
Really a silly play. And now he will display his soccer skills once again.
Be careful out there.
Oh, my.
Look at Berkman running to the dugout.
Are you kidding me? These guys are scared to death.
Now the sprinklers come on. Somebody really messed up.
It is a 4-2 ball game as we go to the top of the third inning. Ellie De La Cruz will lead it off for the Reds. It is 4 runs on 7 hits by the Marlins, 2 runs on 3 hits. A couple of errors in the ball game for the Reds, both on the pitcher Brady Singer. And the first pitch from Yuri Perez is a breaking ball a little bit high to Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie, a walk and a run scored in the first inning. Reds jumped out to an early 2-0 lead. The Marlins tied it with 2 in the bottom of the first and added 2 more last inning. Fastball down and in, and it's 2-0. Clearly one of those nights where neither starting pitcher has his best stuff. It's been a battle for both of them. Pitch number 61 for Perez. Here he is in the top of the third. A big right-hander rocks and fires it right down the middle. That's a strike. That's easy gas. Nice and easy. It looked like he was throwing at a batting practice effort. Came out of his hand at 97. Perez from the full windup, big high leg kick, swing, and a foul straight back by Ellie. Had a good cut at a breaking ball. So Perez throws a fastball, a slider, a sweeper, a changeup, a curveball, and a cutter. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, took something off that pitch and got Ellie out in front and has a strikeout. That is 4 strikeouts on the evening for Yuri Perez.
That is a large repertoire for a young pitcher. I guess there's a couple of ways to look at it. One of them is that's a lot to try to keep sharp.
The off-speed pitch slider down and away to Sal Stewart, 1-0.
But I guess another way to look at that, Chris, is it's a good place to start because you're only going to continue to refine those as you get experience.
Swung on, hit inside the third base line, down the line all the way to the wall for Sal Stewart. He rounds first base, comes on into second base. Had a 1-out double for the Reds' number 4 hitter. He's got his cheering section down there. They've got big poster pictures of his face. They're all wearing red. They're all on their feet after he ripped that double inside the third base bag.
Love when a guy has a big support system.
It's fun.
Tells you a little something about a guy's character, too.
Absolutely does. Sal with a big lead now. He was thinking about just running to second base. Now he's pointing to the pitcher, to the second base umpire, John Lipka, saying, hey, that was a balk. I think Lipka said, no, there was timeout. From the stretch now, Yuri Perez to Eugenio Suarez. Suarez on the ground, and it's going to be backhanded by the second baseman behind the bag to play at first. Safe. Infield hit for Suarez. That was a nice fielding play by Xavier Edwards, who went all the way behind the second base bag, right at the outfield cutout. Laid out for it, got up to his knees, threw to first base, but Suarez beat it out. So back-to-back base hits, and the Reds are in business here in the third.
Look at the hustle by Eugenio Suarez. 34 years old, still picking him up, putting him down, racing down the line, and that's why he was able to beat that play out. That is a big reason why the Reds went out and got him a positive influence in every way for this young team.
Now Will Benson. Benson, a strikeout victim his first time, and he swings and comes up empty on a breaking ball.
It's an easy thing to take for granted, but when you're up there in age playing this game and you're 34 years old, that's no small thing to race down the line like that.
Well, if you want to be a leader, you got to do it every time. The 0-1 is check swing at the plate. Did he go? He did not after they checked the third base umpire, Sean Barber. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. 4-2, the Marlins over the Reds here early in this ball game, early in the third inning. Very modest lead by Suarez, and a breaking ball, a high pop fly into shallow center field. There goes the shortstop back into the grass, and he will catch it. And Stewart runs halfway down the line, but he'll not go anywhere as he scampers back to the bag. So 2 down in the inning, not deep enough to score the run. So it'll be up to Tyler Stevenson. You know, if you believe the scouting reports, Tyler Stevenson is the best high-velocity hitter on the Reds ball club. He gets a lot of hits on pitches that are 95 and up. Deep in the box, Stevenson holds the bat high, swings and fouls it straight back. First and third, 2 outs. The Reds are down by 2. They could use a hit here. They play him to pull, and Stevenson checks his swing at the plate. Didn't go. It's a good hold right there, and the count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Perez, pitch number 72 coming up here in the third inning. Stevenson awaits. Stewart scampers down the line, swinging a foul play at the plate.
And the thing about that, Chris, they haven't been free and easy pitches for Yuri Perez at all. They've almost all been high stress, kind of high leverage type pitches.
Under pressure.
Puts a little bit more strain on your body.
First batter of the game got a base hit. First batter of the second inning walked. He's got 2 runners on now with 2 outs and a fastball right on the outside corner. And that was
You've got to be very careful where you're going because you might not get there. But how exactly can you go from a yogi to a king to perfectos, the old professor, and pine tar? Find out on Hall of Fame Connections.
Yogi Berra was an 18-time All-Star and 10-time World Series champion.
This is the only perfect game in World Series history. You ask him about it, and he would say, it ain't been done before, and it ain't been done since.
David Wells was perfect on May 17th, 1998, Beanie Baby Day.
It's not the pitcher that's calling the game, it's the catcher calling what pitch to throw.
The rule was, can't be more than 18 inches of pine tar. Home plate is 17 inches wide. And so he said, well, if it's more than an inch, and it was a lot more than an inch, then it's an illegal bat.
They might be going to call George Brett out.
Well, the guy is winning. He's out. Yes, Brett is out. Look at this.
Keep it down a little, will you, please?
Okay, Yogi.
Casey Stengel and the other touring ball players met the King of England.
Of course, with my English, we had a little trouble understanding each other.
As Yogi said, when you come to a fork in the road, take it. Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
Your family's financial future, grow your wealth, and to help make your dreams happen. Western and Southern, life insurance, retirement, and investments. Visit westernsouthern.com to get started today.
Ever smiling, ever gentle on my mind.
Grader's handcrafted French pot ice cream. Rich, creamy, and dense. Made the hard way, 2.5 gallons at a time. No shortcuts. Ship nationwide at Graders.com. Graders, taste the great.
6 runs scored, 12 hits on the board. And not great defense either, as we've seen 3 errors in this ball game, something the Reds are not used to seeing in any of their games. They're down by 2. Liam Hicks, the cleanup hitter, the left-handed hitter, wide open stance, is coming to the plate. And he's going to use his timeout before he even gets in the box. Whereas number 34, Hicks does. He's got a shin pad on his right leg. A little bit open stance. Gets his right toe up there a little bit. Holds the bat back, and a breaking ball by Singer. A little bit outside. Singer pitching completely out of the stretch here. Modified stretch, I should say. That pitch misses high. You know, Singer's a guy that is among the league leaders in the least number of swings he gets on the very first pitch. And that's kind of odd. There's a fastball. That's a strike on the inside corner. And I'm watching him pitch, and I'm wondering if it's because his windup is so fast that he catches the hitters a little bit off guard. Here's the 2-1. Singer drops that breaking ball right on the outside corner. It says 2-2. Talked to Tyler Stevenson about that earlier today, and I said, do you think that could be the reason why they don't swing a lot? He said, when you're in a box against Brady, you better be ready. Swung on and fouled off left side. The count holds 2 balls, 2 strikes. For Brady, this is start number 159 in his major league career. 6 games under 500, earned run average just right around 4 career-wise. Here's the 2-2, swung on, broken bat. It's going to loft right over the head of the second baseman, Matt McClain. Just got just enough wood on that, and I mean the barrel of the bat went all the way out towards first base. It's now being retrieved by Sal Stewart. Hands it off to the bat boy. And that was Jam City right there, but Liam Hicks gets a base hit out of it. Now Connor Norby. Norby had a solid base hit his first time up. Very modest lead by Hicks at first, and a pitch, a breaking ball on the outside corner, strike. Reds are trying to extend their winning streak. Marlins are trying to break their losing streak. Fastball up and in off the plate. 1-1 now to Connor Norby. Norby, 25 years old, a product of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Swing and a miss. Missed that one by a mile. Really good breaking ball there. A sweeping curveball by Brady Singer, and he's ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Norby awaits the 1-2. Here comes Singer, off speed, just off the dish. Norby was born in Minnesota, but he was raised in North Carolina. Did his high school work in Greenville and then ended up going to East Carolina University. That is also in Greenville. Swing and a miss. Got him up and in with a fastball right there, and that's a strikeout for Brady Singer, number 2 on the night. And now to be Owen Casey. Casey spells his name C-A-I-S-S-I-E. Owen Casey, a left-handed hitter, sees that one up and out of the zone, ball 1. Casey, 23 years old. He's out of Ontario, Burlington, Ontario. There's a strike across the letters. Padres drafted him originally. And he takes that one low, and it's a 2-1 count. He was traded from the Padres to the Cubs in the Victor Caratini and Yu Darvish deal, and he was traded down here to Miami in exchange for Edward Cabrera. Swing and a miss. Boy, fooled him. Did Brady Singer on that, pulled the string and got a very slow breaking ball in there for a 2-2 count. So you would expect that they expect a little bit of production from Owen Casey. Edward Cabrera is one of the better pitchers in all the National League. Casey deep in the box, hold the bat very high in the air. Parallel to the ground behind him, and strike 3 right across the letters. He knew it, and he's dragging it on back to the dugout. Back-to-back punch-outs now for Singer. Well, even with the leadoff single here to get it going by Leon Hicks, he is still maybe one of the best innings so far the Singer's put up there. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it looks like Singer's found something.
Yeah, that's important for this team too, because they want to get as much length out of him as they can get. One thing if Franco's available tonight.
Griffin Conine swings and hits a high fly ball to deep right, and it's a 6-2 ball game. That one had a special sound as it came off the bat, and the right fielder Noelvi Marte took a couple of steps to get to the warning track, and all he could do was look up as it went over the Reds bullpen into the first couple of rows there behind the pen in dead right field. Boy, no sooner do I say he's having a good inning than he gives up a home run.
That's how quick it can turn, though. One pitch.
You were part of that.
Guilty as charged. We're a team, aren't we?
Leo Jimenez, that's right. We're going down together. Jimenez takes a strike. It's 9 hits for the Marlins now in the first 3 innings. It has been a tough one here, and a swing and a foul off to the right side goes behind the Reds dugout on the first base side. Reds were in the visiting dugout on the third base side in Texas. They're on the visiting dugout on the first base side here in Miami. Check swing of the plate. He didn't go. Leo Jimenez, right-handed hitter, batting in the 8th spot. Very fleet of foot. Swung on and drives it foul. In fact, I asked Terry Francona before the ball game. I kind of do this from time to time. I say, well, if you had just a couple of players to pick from on the other roster, who do you like? And Jimenez was one of the first guys he mentioned. Swung on by Jimenez, and there's a base hit in the right field. Looked like he was trying to go that way, and he finally got a pitch to drive into fair territory, and he gets a 2-out base hit to right. Ten of them now for the Marlins against Brady Singer, and Terry Francona now is signaling Tyler Stevenson to go on out and have a conversation with Brady Singer. They're trying to get that bullpen cranked up a little bit, and they want to get Singer out of the ball game, and Tito just trying to buy just as much time as he possibly can.
Yeah, Sam Ball's getting ready out there, and I would imagine he is about ready to go. Looked like it was going to be a kind of an easy inning for the first time for Brady Singer tonight, but it doesn't appear as though it's going to be meant to be.
And as soon as the mound visit breaks up with Tyler Stevenson, here comes Terry Francona with a slow walkout, and he will make a pitching change. We've got a Wolver's mustard pitching change coming up. We'll tell you all about the new guy when we come back on the Reds Radio Network.
Success is often determined by how well you plan and prepare for life's biggest moments.
Already called on Lofton, and it drops. Whoa, he does not lack energy.
Rain earlier today, grass still a little wet.
First big league strikeout for Roldy Munoz, and you can put an exclamation point on it. That's a weird one. Fenway special.
After review, the call of the field is a home run. The ball hit the foul pole.
Trevor Story, home run.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah. I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Shattered bat, and it catches Tommy Lasorda. He pops right back up, and he's all right.
Tommy saying, I'm all right. Of course I'm all right.
His score, you throw out the lowest and the highest, he gets a 9-8 for this.
Why do I keep thinking Humpty Dumpty here? Had a great fall.
Look at this. They're going to bring him, what, a jacket?
No, it's a chest protector.
A chest protector.
Third pitching change. We're bringing a left-hander in out of the bullpen way earlier, I'm sure, than Terry Francona ever thought he'd have to go to the bullpen here tonight. It'll be Sam Ball coming out of the pen. Sam, the lefty from Memphis, Tennessee. Now 34 years old, Sam is. He comes in this season with the Reds for the 5th time. He's been really good. In fact, he's been just about perfect. He has not given up a run in the 4 1/3 innings he's pitched. He has struck out 4 and he's only walked 1. And he might be used just to get the Reds out of this inning, as he's facing the number 9 hitter, a lefty in Graham Pauley. So with a couple of runs in and a runner on first and 2 out, here's Maul. Pitching from the stretch. Good lead down there by Jimenez. He can run now. He doesn't, and Pauley takes a little breaking ball right across the letter, strike 1.
Well, it's a tricky spot because where do you try to get the length from tonight? They do have a lot of lefties in their lineup. Maybe you try to get Maul at least through the lineup once.
Rocking, firing. Sam drops that little slider on him, and that's a ball.
And then you can kind of see where that leaves you after that. But I'm curious to see how the Reds are going to go about this here.
Yeah, this is a game where you're still trying to stay in it. I mean, you're down by 4, but it's so early in the ball game. Reds offense beginning to come alive a little bit. They've got 5 hits, 2 runs, swung on. That's an easy ground ball right to Matt McClain on 2 hops.
Runner on third. Freddie Freeman is the batter.
3-2 comes home.
Freeman drills a ball in the air, right center field. How far will it go? Big man power, Freddie Freeman. Not a question of if, but just distance. And Freddie Freeman way gone to make it 4-1.
This was a big, big blast. Over 438 feet. And for Freddie Freeman, he got all of it.
Heck of an at-bat right there.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher. I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so that she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
Here we go to the top of inning number 4. Noelvi Marte will lead things off. It'll be 8-9-1 in the Reds' 4th inning. Yuri Perez is still out there. First ball swinging. Marte hits a one-hopper in the hole. It's short, gloved by Jimenez, and the play to first is in time to get Marte. His struggles the plate continue. Marte still with only 2 hits on the season to this point, 2 for 18 now, and both of his hits were infield hits. Solid contact there for Marte, but a one-hop liner in the hole, and just a step to Jimenez's right. He's able to make the play. With 1 out, the batter's Ke'Bryan Hayes. Hayes struck out his first time up, a rare strikeout for Hayes, but you talk about guys that are struggling to get the year started. Hayes definitely fits into that category. 3 for 29 now after his first at-bat strikeout. The 0-1 pitch to Ke'Bryan Hayes. Down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike. If you're looking to transform your lawn this year, turn to Pennington Grass Seed, the official partner of the Cincinnati Reds field crew. Pennington Grass Seed. The grass is greener. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yuri Perez winds, fires the 1-1. Fastball over but low. Well, the pitch count's getting up there quickly for Yuri Perez. We talked about it. We've really talked about it in every inning so far for Perez. He wants a fresh baseball. That one had plenty of gas in it, but I guess the gyro aspect of it was not what he needed for the breaking ball. 2-1. See if he throws a breaking ball here after getting a fresh pearl. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and Ke'Bryan Hayes lifts this one high in the air, fairly deep left center field, but on the track. The center fielder Marcy runs it down. Still well shy of the wall, and deep left center field for the 2nd out of the 4th inning.
Yeah, this is not the ballpark where you, as a hitter, want to hit it really hard to center field.
Let's pause for ID before TJ Friedel steps in the box on the Reds Radio Network. Perez starts off TJ Friedel with a backdoor breaking ball that hangs off the outside corner, maybe a bit high. 1 ball and no strikes. Perez back home with the 1-0 pitch. Friedel, a good swing on it, fouls it straight back. TJ with hits in each of his first 2 at-bats tonight. The last hit, a swinging bunt roller to third. Solid line drive single to left center field in his first at-bat. Perez back into his windup, and he deals the 1-1 pitch. Friedel yanks this one foul down the right field line. Turned on it, but just did pull it foul. Friedel was hitless last night, but did walk and score in the Reds' 10th inning rally. TJ had a couple of hits in the first game of this series. One of those hits was a bunt single. So now 4 hits in this series against Miami. Perez back into his windup, and the 1-2. TJ takes off the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The 2-2. Popped high into the air, third base side. Chasing it, Pauly over near the stands, reaching up into the net. Did he catch it? He did. He grabbed it. The question was, did it hit the net on the way down? And the third base umpire.
Bryce Harper will lead things off as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. That one's hit well. Out toward right center field. It is gone! Home run, Bryce Harper. First of the year. It's a 5-3 game. That was a pretty swing.
Yeah, that's the way you turn on a ball.
I got to believe that felt just absolutely wonderful for Bryce Harper. He needed that.
It's only the 3rd hit in 24 at-bats, but that's 425 feet.
Moniak on the run, sliding grab, and he can't get it. It rolls up the line. Well, a bloop single and now a bloop double. You see him just slip right off the bat.
Clean up on base number 1.
Lourdes throws the pineapple up the line. What is going on down here? Back in the produce section. that's good.
How about that? Myers went all the way to the 380 mark. He had that in his glove. Wow.
I want to ask you about food. What is something that you have to eat to beat a judge?
Oh, Aaron Judge! Send him to Monument Park now!
We got some good chefs in New York. They've been cooking up some nice chopped cheeses, and that kind of, it gets you, yeah, I don't know if I should tell the kids that they should be eating chopped cheese before a game.
Before the game, probably steak. That's usually what I go to.
I like a steak, no vegetables.
No vegetables?
No vegetables.
No, is it straight protein?
Yeah.
Modern office method, secure technology for a secure workplace.
When I get stuck.
Pro West Productions and Michelob Ultra present 49 Winchester, April 11th at Megacorp Pavilion. Tickets on sale now at access.com. For more information, visit promowestlive.com. Don't miss 49 Winchester, April 11th at Megacorp Pavilion.
It is still Sam Hall on the mound for the Reds here in the bottom of 4th inning. Marlins send up the top of the order. Left-handed hitting Jacob Marcy to get it started against the lefty Maul, and the first pitch to Marcy is a strike at the knees. First pitch breaking ball, 0-1.
Yeah, we talked about that a little bit between innings, and you're right, Tommy. They're going to try to get at least an inning out of them all. There's so many lefties in the lineup here that, you know, this is the perfect matchup here.
The 0-1. Marcy started to go. They asked at third. He didn't. 1 ball, 1 strike on Jacob Marcy. Marcy tapped back the pitcher in the first inning. That was off the shoe of Brady Singer. Then he singled and scored in the second. Marlins have scored 2 runs in each of the first 2 innings. Now he gets drilled. Came up and in with a fastball, and Marcy's hit by it. Got him on the arm. And Marcy doubled over in pain. Just over to the sponsor logo and in front of the Reds dugout up the first base line. So he'll head to first. Doesn't look like he'll get any examination from the trainer. He'll shake out his right arm on his way down to first base on the hit by pitch.
I want to take a moment to send out our condolences and our best wishes to the family and friends of John Schaefer. John, a true Reds fan, passed away earlier this year. He had attended 47 opening days.
Wow.
What a true Reds fan and a really great follower of the Cincinnati Reds. We send our condolences and sympathies to your family, John, and to John's family. And boy, what a Reds fan.
Absolutely. Xavier Edwards will be the batter with runner on at first base. Looks like Marcy's going to be okay. Sam Maul readies at the belt, and here's the first pitch on the way to Xavier Edwards. Edwards shortens the bunt, pulls the bat back, and watches the strike. He'll turn around now and bat right-handed. Edwards with singles in each of his first 2 at-bats. Ball fires the 0-1. Fouled back and out of play. 6-2 Miami. It's been all Marlins so far after the Reds jumped out to an early lead. It was 2-0 Reds in the first inning. The Marlins were quick to answer. Just didn't really look like Brady Singer had it today. Edwards definitely seems to be better from the left side. 440 so far this year against right-handed pitching, but still hitting over 300 batting left-handed. Or excuse me, batting right-handed. Maul delivers. Check swing, and they ask it first. This time he went around, and Edwards down on strikes. Now Agustin Ramirez. The Reds could definitely use a quick inning. Looked like they were going to get one in the third before the 2-run home run from Griffin Conine. Line drive, caught at third by Hayes, lunging out to his left on a missile off the bat of Agustin Ramirez. Good quick reactions over there by Key Brian Hayes to pick that off.
I think it was also good anticipation. He started moving in the direction of the shortstop as the swing was undertaken, and he was right there, completely outreach with his left arm and got that glove in the webbing.
You know, that's something that used to be really commonplace, where a defender would be moving as the hitter begins his swing. They could just read the body.
Especially center fielders.
Yeah. We've talked about that with Barry Larkin. It seems to be more common for the guys up the middle. But incredible anticipation to be able to make that play happen. Liam Hicks standing in. Runner goes. The pitch, a strike. Throw to second. Right on the money. They caught him.
What a throw.
Perfect throw right on the bag. All Ellie had to do is catch it. The tag was right there, and Marcy slid right in with his hand. The inning is over. The caught stealing erases the hit.
Streaking way back to the wall, and Matt Olson gets us going with a homer.
Thomas races back toward the track, leaps, he makes the catch. A terrific grab from Lane Thomas.
What a shot for Mark Vientos to make that 3 home runs for the Twins here in the 9th inning.
That is hit high and deep to left field. It took a long time, but there's the first major league home run for Jordan Lawler.
At the wall, Bader makes the catch right up against the wall. Very nice play.
Stalls it out towards left center field. Long run, Thomas. Can he reach it? Oh, he can! Yes, he can. What a sliding grab by Alec Thomas.
And that's #1 this year for Rafi Devers. There is no stopping that young man.
No, well, Susak is 3 for 3 in his first big league start. They're just losing their minds over there, thinking, yeah, our kid can hit.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed a cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man.
Yeah,
Let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
have some work to do, but still plenty of time to do it. We're only in the top of the 5th inning. The Reds are trailing the Marlins 6-2. Yuri Perez still out there for the fish. First pitch is up and in, and it hits McClain. Got him right in his elbow guard on the very first pitch. So McClain will take his base and head down to first base gladly. If that was any sort of retaliation for Marcy getting hit by the pitch, and I don't think it was, that was a pretty soft retaliation. Curveball right off the elbow. McClain tucked it in tight to his ribs and twisted and said thank you. Ellie swings the first pitch. Weak ground ball to the second baseman. Only one play, and that's Edwards to first to get the out of Ellie. McClain's up to second base. That was the only play that Edwards had because it was softly hit, and it was really hit almost at the first baseman. But he went to cover the bag, so he left Edwards to take it. He did. It was way over there on the right side now, Sal Stewart. Sal has reached on an error and doubled. First pitch to Stewart is a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. McClain's at second base with one man out. Yuri Perez from the belt. Fires the 0-1. Stewart swings and pops it foul, back and out of play. If you're listening tonight on your car or truck radio, please remember to buckle your safety belt. This message brought to you by the Ohio Department of Public Safety. If you're not buckled up, what's holding you back? Oh, and 2 on Stewart. Perez deals the 0-2 pitch. Sliced foul into the seats down the right field line. Still 0-2 on Stewart. We owe you an answer to tonight's trivia question. We'll get to that in a moment. Give you a little cliffhanger there. Keep you waiting. Build the anticipation. The 0-2 again. Breaking ball off the outside corner. I feel like we did pretty good on this one tonight.
I hope so. I mean, it's a little bit easier.
Well, we think. It's easier if we both got it right.
True.
The 1-2. Ripped to left field. That ball is killed. And it is gone. Into the Marlins bullpen and left. A 2-run home run from Sal Stewart, and the Reds are right back in it. 6-4 Miami. Sal with his 3rd home run of the year. This guy just has a knack. I mean, this is obviously an emotional series for Sal because of the adrenaline of playing in front of so many friends and family. But it would be very easy for the game to speed up on him, and it's not happening.
It's a great point. Yeah, I mean, he seems like the guy that likes the spotlight on him.
Now Eugenio Suarez takes a little bit low on the outside corner. I asked him before the game today, I said, if you had to do anything to try to slow it down a little bit here with the excitement, the adrenaline of playing here at home, and he goes, no, I've just always really been good at that. Eugenio Suarez swings the 1-0, rolls it to third, gloved by Pauly. He'll make the play to first in time to get Gino 2 down. And he really credits his dad for helping him learn how to do that. The batter is Will Benson with the bases empty and 2 outs. Let's get the answer to our question. George Foster was the first and to date remains the only Red to hit 50 or more home runs in a season. Gino got close. Who was the first Reds player to hit 40 or more home runs in a season? Was it A, Ivel Goodman, B, Ted Kluszewski, or C, Frank Robinson? 0-1 on Will Benson. The wind and the 0-1 pitch. Bounced into the Reds' first base dugout. We're sticking with Clue, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. The correct answer is B, Ted Kluszewski. So it was an easy question, as it turns out. The 0-2 pitch. Benson swings, tips it foul. The catcher holds on to it. The inning is over. Reds are done in the 5th, but not before Sal Stewart leaves the yard for a 2-run.
Stottlemyre still wants somebody. There's Randy Johnson, the big unit. He towers over everybody. Randy's got to change his cap.
Oh, jeez. There you go. That looks better. Get that D-backs hat on, Randy.
Joining us tonight celebrating the OC bobblehead. It's time now for the start.
We play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
Ohio-made, Wilbur's Mustard has been a Reds game day favorite since 1905. If you're at the ballpark or watching from home, top off your hot dog, burger, or brat with Wilbur's Mustard.
Still Sam Ball working his way through this Marlins lineup. Now a 2-run Marlins lead. First goose egg put up by Reds pitching was in the 4th. Reds came back in the 5th and scored 2 to get right back in it. So see if Sam Ball can keep it up. Liam Hicks, the batter, another left-handed bat. He'll face 2 in this inning if he faces the minimum pitch. And it's in there for a strike called at the knees. The count is 0-1. Liam Hicks was 2 for 2 today against Red starter Brady Singer. Ball came in, got the final out of the 3rd. Hit a batter, but only faced 3 batters in the 4th. Caught stealing helped that. And it's just off the outside corner of the 0-1 fastball to Hicks. 1 ball, 1 strike on Liam Hicks. Ball ready at the belt. The left-hander deals the 1-1 pitch. And Hicks takes down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's kind of appropriate that you answered the trivia question about home runs. The same inning where Sal Stewart knocked a 2-run home run. 5 times did Ted Kluszewski have more home runs than he had strikeouts.
5 times?
Yeah. Wow.
2-1 to Hicks. Strike call on the outside corner. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
4-time All-Star. There was one year in 1954 that he hit 49 home runs and he struck out 35 times. And he also hit 326 for batting average.
Who do you suppose the last player to hit more homers, that hit a substantial amount of home runs, hit more homers than strikeouts?
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure somebody's already looking that up.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll hear about it on Twitter. 2-2 on Liam Hicks. Left-handed pitcher, left-handed batter. Ball back to the plate. And Hicks bends back out of the way of the pitch up and in.
Here's another thing you kind of put in perspective about Ted Kluszewski. In his career, he had about 130 more walks than he did strikeouts. Wow. I mean, if you come anywhere close to the same number of walks and strikeouts nowadays, you're a unicorn.
Yeah.
Very few people are able to do that. That was something Joey Votto did occasionally.
Connor Phillips is loosening the Reds bullpen. The 3-2 pitch to Hicks. Swing, there's a weak bouncer to the left side of the mound toward third off the mound. It's handled by Sam Maul. Fires a strike to first to get the out on Hicks. One gone in the 5th inning. I could see George Foster as being one of those guys. George didn't strike out a ton. He was a guy that understood the value of putting the ball in play. He did have 138 strikeouts one year, but I mean, for as many home runs as he hit, he really didn't strike out. By today's standards, he never struck out. Pitch. And there for a strike call. The most strikeouts he had was that year he had 138. He also led the league with 40 home runs and 120 RBIs. That was the year after he hit 52. The year he hit 52, he only struck out 107 times. Pitch in the dirt. How about that? Think about that for a season. 52 home runs, 149 RBIs, and you only strike out 107. I think you'd take that production, wouldn't you?
You're not kidding.
And he hit 320. The 1-1. Norby takes in off the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike on Norby.
It's like I think that maybe you're paying protection insurance. Talking about George Foster in such a great way that just before the Reds go back to Cincinnati, so he's not going to bother you during the homestand.
2-1 pitch, grounded to third. Is it that obvious? Keep Brian Hayes, fields and throws to first in time for the out.
The George Foster Mafia.
2-hitter gone. Batter is the left-handed hitting Owen Casey. You know what? I always enjoy my visits with George.
He's the best.
Regardless of how abusive they may be from time to time. First pitch to Casey, hit him, and he'll go to first base on the hit by pitch. That's not what he wanted to do.
Well, those little breaking ball, they just kind of slipped out of his hand there.
Sam Maul was hoping to go ahead and finish off the left-handed hitting Casey. He'll get another left-handed batter now, and Griffin Conine, who's had a good day already. Conine has singled and homered. So if you're curious about some of these left-handed bats that might be a little rusty since they haven't played much, well, Conine is 2 for 2, single, home run, 2 runs scored. Liam Hicks 2 for 3 and a run scored. Pauly is 0 for 2. Graham Pauly hitting in the 9-hole. Pitch to Griffin Conine is in there for a called strike. Casey's off the bag at first base, and Maul delivers the 0-1 to Conine. After a long hold and look to first, Conine watches the breaking ball dive down and away. Big Clue hit 40 homers in 1953, becoming the first Red to reach the 40 homer mark in a season. It was the first of 3 straight 40 home run seasons for Big Clue, whose 49 home runs in 1954 stood as the club's single season record until George broke it with 52 in that 1977 season we were just talking about. Swing and a miss, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Griffin Conine. Griffin Conine's dad, a long-time major leaguer, Jeff. 1-2 pitch, swung on, and that's fouled back. Known around here as Mr. Marlin. In fact, the Marlins drafted Griffin Conine out of high school. They knew he was already going to Duke, but they went ahead and drafted him anyway. Thinking, wouldn't that be cool to have father and son both as Marlins? Well, he went to Duke, had a nice career there. The 1-2 pitch, cut on and missed, and he's down on strikes.
Bellinger, and he makes the play. He didn't even know he had it. He had to look into the glove.
You can hit it anywhere, but you can't hit it into the crowd zone.
Backhanded by Wilson. Jump over to first. Unbelievable.
Sliding stop to his feet. Got him. Nice play. diving catch made by Jesus Sanchez.
He's in front of the monster. He leaps up and he makes the catch. Here comes the front of the plate. It's on the money and the tag in time. Sliding stop by Fargas to his feet. He makes the catch. He leaped in the air and hung on. And with a last-minute stab, hauls it in at the wall. Carroll back, track, leaps, and he got it. Riley bare hands throws. Wow! Got him! And a sweet pick at first by Olsen.
On the slide and the shovel.
Running, diving, catching. Not many better in the big leagues than Alec Thomas.
Down the third base line. Sprague goes home and he hits Ronnie Smith. Now also heading home is Voigt. He's in. The ball will go over to the seats. Heading home is McLemore. And he is safe. And the ball is dropped. And the fans are furious. The Toronto Blue Jays, the world champions, have done their 1962 Mets imitation.
New pitcher to tell you about for Miami with the Marlins up 6-4 in the sixth inning. Before we do, let's pause for ID on the Reds Radio Network. Ryan Gusto's first pitch is taken low and outside for ball one. 1-0 the count on Tyler Stevenson. Gusto's pitch in there for a called strike. Evens the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Gusto has pitched a little bit in the big leagues. Combined between Houston and Miami to make 27 appearances last year. Stevenson watches a strike. It's 1-2. Logged up 102 innings last year. Pitched some as a starter and out of the bullpen. 17 starts. 14 of them with Houston. Miami used him exclusively as a starter once he came over from the Astros. The 1-2 pitch. Stevenson tried to check. They asked at first. He didn't go on the breaking ball in the dirt. Count levels at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Gusto was just recalled Monday from AAA Jacksonville when they put right-hander Pete Fairbanks on the paternity list. It's expected that Fairbanks will be back tomorrow. 2-2 on Stevenson. The right-hander into his windup. He throws. Stevenson whacks it to right field fairly deep. Casey's going back. He leaps on the track just in front of the Reds bullpen to make the catch. It looked like for a moment it might have a chance to get over the head of Casey, but he's able to get back and make the play. 1 down in the Reds' 6th inning. Reds are trailing by just 2 here in the 6th. Now Noelvi Marte will stand in. This is Gusto's season debut. He was starting for AAA Jacksonville before the Marlins brought him back. First pitch to Noelvi Marte is off the outside corner for ball 1 on the count. 1-0 now on Noelvi Marte. Gusto through the signs. Readies and brings it home. And the pitch is a strike call. One ball, 1 strike. Gusto, the kick and pitch. Marte hits it on the ground to short. To his left, Jimenez. He makes a sliding stop, throws close. Out at first is Marte. The call by Sean Barber. Marte thought he beat it out. And And the Reds won't challenge.
Boy, one thing about Noelvi Marte, he makes even routine ground balls bang at first base. Hustles down the line and is really quite deceptively fast.
Well, maybe he'd beat that out. But a great play by Jimenez. Lunging down to his left, making the stop, and then spinning back to his feet, making a strong throw. Key Brian Hayes takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. And looking at it one more time, it looks like that the throw did just get Noelvi Marte. With 2 outs, Hayes is 0 for 2. Strikeout, a fly to center. Hayes a big swing and a miss, and now he's down, no balls and 2 strikes. Hayes hit the ball hard his last time up, but flew out to the center fielder. A little too much air under it. Gusto readies at the belt. The 0-2 pitch, and Hayes takes down and away. A ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2 pitch. Check swing.
Here's Trout, 2 for 2. And Trout jacks one to left field, way back there, and gone! Mike Trout turns back the clock again. He homers on back-to-back days to begin the baseball season.
You never want to take for granted watching a future Hall of Famer. He looks fantastic. The bat speed is there. Oh, man. I mean, and you get goosebumps thinking about how good that player is and how good he still is.
We've run into all kinds of weather so far this year, and this is the first time we've run into a fog.
They're going to have Bonds hit a pop-up and see if they can catch it.
There goes one. Now let's see where that is. I have no idea where it is. There's a lone figure standing out in right field, and only he knows who he is. It's like a set from the Hound of the Baskervilles should be coming out soon.
With 60 nonstop destinations, CVG will get you from the dugout to your destination in no time. Make CVG your MVP for travel convenience. Visit CVGAirport.com for more information. CVG Airport, connecting you to home runs.
Bullpen will bring on a right-hander, hard-throwing Connor Phillips comes in. Game number 6 for Phillips. He is walked 6. He has struck out 6 in his 5 innings of work.
First pitch is up and in for ball 1 to Leo Jimenez. Well, he's tasked right now with keeping this game right where it's at. It's well within striking distance. Reds are only down by 2 with the Marlins batting here in the 6th. He spins a breaking ball low and outside.
And a lot of that, of course, for Connor Phillips means throw the ball over the plate.
Right.
Plenty good enough stuff. He just has to find the right zip code.
2 balls, no strikes on Leo Jimenez. He fires, and the pitch is a little bit off the inside corner. Once he figures out that consistently, he is going to be a force. Out of the plate. There's a strike, belt high. Right over the outside half of the plate. 3-1 on Leo Jimenez. Jimenez is 1 for 2, a ground out to short, a single. Checked his swing. They asked it first. He didn't go. Almost offered at the high fastball, but able to lay off. And Leo Jimenez is on with a leadoff walk in the 6th inning. Now Graham Pauley. Pauley's 0 for 2, a strikeout, a ground out at the second baseman. And Connor Phillips is hoping that he can add a ground ball double play to his ledger tonight. The pitch. There's a good breaking ball, and he drops it right in there for a called strike. 0-1 on Graham Pauley. Did you find it easier to hit your spots if you were trying to get a hitter to do something in particular, like hit into a double play or pop one up, something like that?
I more or less concentrated on down when I wanted that double play.
0-1 is skied in the air to shallow center field. Here comes Friedel to make the catch in very short center. And that's the first out of the 6th inning. The runner's back to first.
I didn't really get that precise with my aim. I split the strike zone into quadrants rather than any, maybe 6 or 8 little boxes up there. Up and in, up and away, and so on. But I kind of lived down and away. And looking back on things, I wish that I had pitched inside more.
Really?
That's my advice for every young pitcher out there. Don't be afraid to pitch inside. You don't have to throw hard to do it.
The pitch to Marcy's off the inside corner. That was going to be my next question. Do you feel like you can be more effective pitching inside if you throw harder?
Yeah, well, I think you can, but it's not necessary. Hitters will jam themselves. Pitchers don't really jam the hitter.
1-0 on Marcy. Phillips plate, and he spins a breaking ball low and inside.
I was fortunate enough to play with Tom Browning, and Browning, his fastball was in the high 80s, not really overpowering, but he pitched inside constantly. And he just said he picked a spot right underneath the hitter's elbow, and he threw it right there.
Phillips home with a 2-0 pitch. On the outside corner, a strike called. It's 2-1. Jimenez at first base walked to start the inning. Back to the top of the order with Jacob Marcy, who's been on 2 out of the 3 times he's been up. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th before getting caught stealing to end the inning. Backdoor breaking ball is a good one on the outside corner for a called strike.
That's a dandy pitch when he can land it.
2-2 on Marcy. I said that outside corner is really outer half of the plate. It wasn't even on the edge. Doesn't have to be. It's got so much snap to it. 2-2. Low and inside, almost got him in the toes, but it's a full count. 3-2 on Marcy.
Sometimes when you throw a really good breaking ball like he did on the previous pitch, and then you're called on to throw it again, you feel like you have to snap it off better than ever, and rarely can you improve on a really good one. I like to go with a different style of pitch once you land a really good one, unless the hitter just obviously can't handle it.
3-2 on Marcy. Runner at first, 1 out. Get that great taste of the ballpark at home with JTM's Philly Kits and Fat Tire, beer, cheese, and pretzels. Find these game day favorites in your grocery freezer. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. Now Marcy wants time out, so he'll back out of the box. Or he could be like Chris, team up with Bronson Arroyo and get great dishes and great music all at once. JTM. 3-2 pitch to Marcy. Runner goes. Swinging a ground ball to McLean. They'll stay out of the double play with the runner in motion. But McLean will handle it, flip it over to first to get the out on Marcy. Jimenez is up to second base on the ground out to McLean. Here's Xavier Edwards. Edwards has 2 singles tonight and a strikeout. He scored a run back in the first inning. It was a tough night tonight for Red starter Brady Singer. Didn't make it out of the 3rd inning. Was charged with 6 runs, 5 of which were earned on 10 hits. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 3, but surrendered 10 hits in 2 2/3 of an inning. First pitch to Edwards spins low, ball 1. Edwards back up there from the left side. Struck out hitting right-handed last time up, and Phillips blows the fastball by him. He watches it for strike one. Count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at second. 2 out. 6-4 Miami in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Reds will have the top of the order due up in the 7th, and you kind of get the sense that the 7th and 8th innings are going to be big innings for the Reds. If you're going to get it done, those are, I shouldn't say big innings, that's misleading. Important innings for the Reds. The 1-1. Fastball in for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jimenez off the bag at second base. Phillips ready. And the right-hander cuts it loose. Swung on, fouled, straight back. Here, Toyota dealer now for the exciting new Toyota Camry. America's best-selling car is all hybrid. And it's built right here in Kentucky. For all Toyota offers, go to Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. Make sure you stay tuned for the Toyota Tundra star of the game once we're done here. It'll have that. Reds postgame show. The 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball down and in. Edwards actually slid his back foot back as he started momentarily to offer it that pitch, but wisely laid off. 2-2 on Edwards. Phillips back home with a 2-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball, pulled foul first base side. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes. Six runs, 10 hits, an error for the Marlins. The Reds' errorless streak is over. They've committed 2 tonight. 4 runs on 6 hits. Go with the errors for the Reds. Phillips delivers, and the 2-2 is swung on, and that's fouled back out of play. Now, the errors that the Reds committed tonight were both on Brady Singer. Errant pickoff attempts. One to second base. That was the first one, and another one to first base. Still 2-2 on Edwards. Phillips back home with a 2-2 pitch. High and outside. The count runs full. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
You know, as a lot of young pitchers do, Phillips sometimes speeds his delivery up and tries to explode to home plate just a hair too soon. Gets him off balance, flies open with his left shoulder, and leaves the ball way outside.
Check swing and a breaking ball down and in. Didn't offer at it. That's ball 4.
Pretty good at bat there by Edwards, because he was behind in the count. Did not look good early on, fouled off a couple, and then Phillips just couldn't put him away.
And after a long at bat, Derek Johnson's going to go to the mound, and this could very well be more than anything to give him a little bit of a breather after a 9-pitch at bat where he had to work pretty hard against Xavier Edwards. Not like he's not throwing the ball well. Marlins have runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Agustin Ramirez coming to the plate. Ramirez is 1 for 3 so far in this game. Join the Reds for Budweiser 3-2-1 Tuesdays. At every Tuesday home game, fans can enjoy select $3 beers, $2 hot dogs, and $1 ice cream cups. Get your tickets now at Reds.com/Tuesday. Always popular. Reds will be back in town following the game tomorrow. The Reds will be home to play the Los Angeles Angels. A 3-game weekend series gets started Friday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Angels will be in town. Phillips back to work now against Agustin Ramirez. The pitch is low and outside for ball 1. 6:45 start Friday night. It'll be a 4:10 beginning on Saturday, and then a 1:40 start on Sunday. After the off day, the Giants will be in town for a 3-game series. Angels appear to be a scrappy bunch after that little fracas last night. The 1-0 to Agustin Ramirez. Swing and a miss.
Well, they were hosting the Atlanta Braves. Had a big little scuffle last night. They ended up losing their ball game tonight. The Angels did 8-2. Their record now 6-7.
The Giants are a scuffling unit. Pitch low and outside under new manager Tony Vitello.
Although they did get a shutout win tonight over the Philadelphia Phillies.
That'll improve.
Tyler Mahle, former Red, part of that. He went 5 shutout innings.
So they're now 5-8. They're at the bottom of the National League West entering play today. 2-1 pitch. And Ramirez pops it up. Out in front of home plate. Tyler Stevenson's off with the mask. Here comes.
Tip of the cap. And now here we go. He gets Larry Walker. And here he is. He's going to face him right-handed. Why not? He looks like a catcher hitting. And now he's back to the left side. And a 2-out walk. So Walker reaches base after that first pitch that was like the flyby here right after the anthem.
Bo being chased by something. Bo Jackson's not afraid of a pack of gorillas. And a little bee just chased him out of the batter's box. He's gone, Bo. 3-0 to Bo. He's hacking. Oh, my way, God! Lordy, he just killed him.
What is something that you snack on that you don't worry about?
I love Uncrustables. I could eat like 10 of them in one sitting.
And no regard for his body.
I don't even wait till I thaw out.
Hey, put them in a toaster next time. Just toast it, yep. It'll change your life.
Yeah, just an incredible play by Riley Green.
You're an all-star on the field and off, bro.
I appreciate it.
Hey,
thank you.
Riley Green, bro, food genius.
Well, we move it on into the 7th inning. It's a 2-run ball game right now, 6-4. The Marlins over the Reds. They will bring in their 3rd pitcher of the day. The Marlins will. He'll be a left-hander, Andrew Nardi. Nardi, 6'3", 215-pounder. He was drafted in the 18th round by the Marlins out of the University of Arizona. So he shares that commonality with Reds manager Terry Francona. And TJ Friedel tries to bunt one, and he pulls the bat back. They call it a ball, but the home plate catcher, Liam Hicks, wants a review of that. So we'll see what the challenge says. Pitch looked high, and it got the very top of the strike zone. So Liam Hicks, the catcher, gets a correct call there on the challenge, and it's 0-1 now to TJ Friedel. Nardi, 27. Pitches out of the stretch. First base side of the rubber. The bearded left-hander coming to the plate, and a fastball right on the outside corner at 94. Nardi was injured last year, did not play at all. He was in 59 games in 2024 and 63 in 2023. Appearing now for the Marlins for the 5th game this season. Open stance, 0-2 count now to TJ Friedel. Friedel waving the bat, a breaking ball just off the outside corner. That's a ball. Nardi's a strikeout pitcher. When he was healthy, healthy there in 2024, he struck out 70 batters in only 50 innings. Long look in, and the 1-2 is swung on. That's a base hit in the left field. Going the other way for the second time tonight is T.J. Friedl, and he picks up his third knock. So the Reds get it going here in the 7th inning. Already tried to sneak that fastball high and away against Friedl. Normally a pitch where T.J. tries to pull that ball, but going the other way, he picks up the knock. So the top man of the Reds order is on the lead off the 7th. And now Matt McLain. Nardi looking for the ground ball, and McLain takes it on the outside corner, a strike, little slider. It's an easy pitch to give up on for a right-handed hitter. It looks like it's off the plate, and at the last moment comes in and just dusts the outside corner. Swung on, that's on the ground. It could be trouble. 5-4. The turn at second is good, and a 5-4-3 double play. Second time the Marlins have pulled that out of their defensive bag tonight, and quickly 2 down here in the 7th inning. Xavier Edwards has got a pretty good pair of quick hands and a good turn at second base. So now with 2 outs and nobody on, Ellie De La Cruz. Ellie takes it down and in. Ellie resting that bat right on his right shoulder, takes it off and makes a mighty hack and fouls it straight back.
Well, you feel good about an inning when it starts with a T.J. Friedl single, and then you've got these guys coming up. That's twice that McLain has hit into that 5-4-3 double play tonight.
Nardi with the 1-1, and that's a strike on the outside corner. 1-2. Kelly, 3 home runs, 6 driven in so far. He's got 3 stolen bases. Hitless in this ball game, although he did walk and come around to score the first run of the game for the Reds in the first inning. Pitch by Nardi is swung on, hit well to right field, but there goes.
Another breaking ball, skied to left. And this ball is going to, it hit a bird.
You believe that?
I've never seen that.
Well, I've heard of birdies in golf. That's the first birdie I've seen in baseball.
Santana's probably thinking a bird in hand. That's the first of the 1987 season.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the 2 teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up, and this was the jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
Suit him up for the dog park.
Protect your top draft pick from injury and illness with Progressive Pet Insurance. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Not available in all states or situations. Covered subject to policy terms.
All through April, save up to 15% on Clopay Garage Doors at AE Door and Window. Get up
to $125 off a LiftMaster opener and another 5% off your total order when you combine and save. Plus 0 down and 0 interest for 2 years. Details at aedoorsales.com.
Liam Hicks will be the first hitter for the Marlins here in the bottom of the 7th inning after a rousing rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Everybody in the ballpark now up on their feet, especially down there along the first base line in the outfield part of the ballpark. The Sal Stewart contingent. 6-4 Marlins over the Reds, bottom of the 7th. Hicks, a left-handed hitter in the cleanup spot, and a ground ball on the first pitch. Gets it over to Sal Stewart. He flips it to the covering pitcher, Connor Phillips, and 1 pitch, 1 out. The Reds had a quick 3-batter inning in the top of the inning, and it would be great to see Connor Phillips be able to do the same thing here in the bottom of the inning. He walked 2 in his first inning. He came in last inning, did not strike out a batter, but no damage done. Marlins have not scored since the 3rd. Now Connor Norby, the first baseman, right-handed hitter, and inside off the plate, ball 1. Marlins scored 2 runs each in the first 3 innings. Reds scored 2 in the first, 2 in the 5th, and we are at 6-4. Swung on by Norby, hit well down the left field line, high and deep. There goes Benson looking up, gone. Connor Norby jumped on a Connor Phillips breaking ball and just launched it over the Marlins bullpen into the stands, and it's a 7-4 ball game.
And that kind of feels like a back-breaking home run. Hanging on by a thread, only down by 2, getting late. Feels like that's a big run.
You know, Barry Larkin likes to talk about how hitters like to get underneath the breaking ball. And boy, that was a classic example of that by Connor Norby. Now Owen Casey, the left-handed hitter, takes the pitch right on the inside corner, backed away, but it came up and was called a strike by the home plate umpire, DJ Rayburn. The 0-1, swing and a miss, blew a fastball by him. Boy, sometimes when you just flip that breaking ball up there, and if you don't finish it, it just tends to hang up right around thigh high, and boy, those are the ones that get punished. Here's the 0-2, and just a little bit low, and now Tyler Stevenson wants a challenge. Stevenson has been pretty good on these challenges, and he just misses that one. I mean, not by much. So the Reds will lose an ABS challenge. I think they're down to 1 now. Each team will have 1 left. And the count 1 ball, 2 strikes to Owen Casey. Left-handed hitter from Ontario. He takes it outside. The pitch by Phillips is down and in. That's a breaking ball, and it's full count. Casey comes in here wearing a Marlins uniform for the first time. Swung on. That's a ground ball, just a little bit foul down the first base line. Had a great year last year. Casey did a AAA for the Cubs. Had 22 home runs, low strikeout rate, and he pops this one up. In the shallow center field, there goes Ellie De La Cruz calling everybody off, and he'll squeeze it for the second out of the inning. And now Griffin Conine. Conine, 28 years old, hits the first pitch on the ground right off the line. Boy, I mean, that didn't miss the line by very much. Fielded by Sal Stewart, but it's a foul ball.
Wow. Right down the line.
Yeah.
Thought for sure that was a fair ball, but
well, Sal Stewart was right there just in case. Reds play Conine, the left-handed hitter to pull. Ellie just about right behind the second base bag. Conine open stance, swings at a high fastball, fouls it straight back into the netting. Peering in, Connor Phillips got the sign, rocking and firing, swung on and popped up into center field. That ought to be an easy play for TJ Friedel, and he puts it.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
By the way, 8 outs via the ground ball so far.
Long throw, Candelario across, got it to retire Amaya. Going back to the wall and clear the deck. Cannonball coming, it's another Cruz missile. A 2-homer game for O'Neal Cruz.
There's 1-2 to Hoskins, is swung on and missed.
Well, not only has he been effective, but he has been efficient.
6 strikeouts for Ohtani.
And the 1-2 again. Swing and a miss, he got him. Got him with the slider. 8 strikeouts. You don't get this every day in a major league debut.
Fernandez hits a high fly ball deep to left field, and it's gone. He did it. The kid did it. That was his 4th major league at bat. He's homered in half of them.
We're getting late in the ball game here. The Reds are down by 3. They will face a new pitcher, a right-hander on the mound for the Marlins, Blake Bacher, who is a former San Diego Padre. The Marlins picked him up off the waiver wire, made the opening day roster.
Sal Stewart, a swing and a miss. Strike 1, 0-1 on Stewart. Sal went deep his last time up. A 2-run home run in the 5th inning. Pulled the Reds within 2. They're down 3 now. 7-4 in the 8th. Stewart takes a strike at the knees. He challenges, thinking it was low. We will find out. Is it 0-2 or 1-1? The attention to the board, it was well low. That was a good challenge. That was very low. So the count is even, 1 ball, 1 strike. Walker has the sign, readies. Now he's home with a 1-1 pitch to Stewart off the outside corner. But that home run by Sal in the 5th inning, it was his 3rd home run of the year. He's the first Reds rookie with 3 home runs in the team's first 12 games of a season since Frank Robinson did it back in 1956. Swung on and fouled backing out of play to the right. So it's been a minute since a Reds rookie has put up the type of production that Sal Stewart has at this point. Right-hander gets the sign, readies, and the 2-2 pitch fouled away. I mean, Sal, if he keeps up what he's doing, you're going to forget all about him being a rookie just because he doesn't play like it. He doesn't have an approach like a rookie. He's just always calm, under control, always gives you a good at bat. 2 balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. And he takes just off the outside corner. Full count, 3-2. Sal kind of shaking his head. It looked like maybe DJ Rayburn was thinking about it. Sal's like, no. And it was well off the plate with that fastball. And now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and it's lifted in the air. Left field toward the line. It's going to hang up for Griffin Conine to get there and make the catch as he comes in for the first out in the Reds' 8th inning. Join the Reds Saturday, April 25th, when fans in attendance will receive a 2026 Hall of Fame induction fleece blanket. Thanks to PNC while supplies last. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets. Eugenio Suarez stands in and he watches the first pitch strike. Fastball, and the count is 0-1. So we were talking in this series how much you enjoyed the home run sculpture that they had here. What was then Marlins Park. The pitch is a strike. Now Lone Depot Park. 0-2 on Eugenio Suarez. Have you been out front to see the sculpture and pay your respects to the home run sculpture that's still prominently on display outside the stadium?
I'm doing that tomorrow before I come up to the radio booth.
Good. I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm wondering if the bobblehead exhibit is still here.
It's still here. Yeah, well, it was last year.
Yeah.
I looked at it last year.
That's kind of an impressive thing as well.
Yeah, and it all shakes. Now, if you're talking about bobbleheads, have you ever been to the Bobblehead Hall of Fame?
I have not.
In Milwaukee. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt outside. You haven't?
No, I have not.
Oh, I'm shocked. That sounds like right up your alley.
I've been to the National Mustard Museum up in the Milwaukee area.
My
it's
point
actually
exactly.
more towards Madison. But
if
yeah.
you've been to the National Mustard Museum, I would definitely expect that you would have been to the Bobblehead Museum.
It's on my bucket list. Let me put it that way.
2's up and in, 2-2. Well, it won't take you very long, so you don't have to carve out too much of your day, but it's there. Marty and Joe have a bobblehead there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The right-hander sets ready. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Got to the high fastball. Suarez is down on strikes.
Yeah, I think you make some really good observations about Sal Stewart. He doesn't appear to be a rookie. He doesn't carry himself like a rookie. He acts like he's been here for 10 years, but in kind of a good way. But you start looking through his resume in the minor leagues. I mean, he has hit at every level. Last year between AA and AAA, he hit, over 300, 20 home runs, 80 driven in. So he has had confidence in himself for a long time.
Will Benson watches the first pitch strike zip over the inside corner, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Benson a swing and a tip. 0-2.
Told me that had the Reds not drafted him and offered him the kind of money they did, he probably would have gone to Vanderbilt. Although he had second thoughts about that. There were a couple of other schools that came after him that he thought maybe he'd like to go to as well, one including Arkansas.
0-2 pitch. Really? I wonder what the draw was to Arkansas.
I think the following the coach around. Of course, nowadays it could be NIL money.
Always possible. The 1-2. Low and inside. I mean, some of that NIL money for some of those guys is up there close to the draft signing bonus money.
Yeah.
Not there yet, but if it doesn't get reeled in soon, it might get there sooner than we'd like to see it. The 2-2 swing and a miss, but the ball pops out of the mid of Hicks. He chased it in front of the
problem now down the left field line is one of the carts looks like it ran out of gas. This is something out of Keystone Cops right here.
Michael Lorenzen might be in the market for a new glove. Chuck that one in the trash can.
Dropped it on the grass as the pitch was coming.
I figure nobody's out here to take it away.
Whoops.
The bat even goes farther as a torpedo when it's thrown into the stands. Look at this.
How do you like that? Have you ever seen that before? It just disappeared.
I thought it might have been a home run.
Hit to right field, backing up Judge, running out of room on the track, reaches up, and he made the catch.
Over the head of Beavers, walk it off. The Pirates defeat the Orioles, and they've won 4 in a row.
Adele's back near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it. Joe Adele robs Raleigh of what would have been his first home run this year. Adele is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one. Wow. Joe Adele, what a night.
That is unbelievable. Joe Adele.
Toward the corner. It's Joe Adele again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? Joe Adele with his 3rd home run robbery tonight.
This might be the greatest defensive night by an outfielder ever.
Rising Star Casino in Rising Sun. The Ace of Spades jackpot is $75,000. Print your daily entry with only $20 of rated play. The big drawing is 8 p.m. Thursday at Rising Star Casino. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 800-9-WITH-IT.
The bottom of the 8th inning is rolled around. The Reds are down by 3. They'll send a new pitcher. Pitcher number 4 on the night for Terry Francona. Pierce Johnson, former Atlanta Brave. The Reds signed him back in January of this year to a free agent contract. They did Johnson, who is now 35 years old, a veteran of 9 years in the major leagues.
Leo Jimenez leads it off for Miami. Bottom of the 8th inning. 7-4 Marlins. First pitch on the way to Javier Sanoja. And the curveball drops in there for a called strike. 0-1 on Sanoja. Sanoja up there to bat for Leo Jimenez. The pitch. Up and in to Sanoja. 2 balls and no strikes.
Corner boots it. Everybody's safe. Whatever superstition you have, you're employing it right now.
Not sure why that was Chargers' ball, and he misjudged it.
He literally has a shirt that says dump here. He's got a 62 shirt. That's pretty awesome. That's just impressive preparation.
This ball is launched to right. Dom Smith, a deep blast. And Atlanta with a couple of solo homers and a 2-0 lead.
How about the location? That's elevated. It's 97. A little bit of cut to it, a little bit of vert. Exactly where he wanted it. But Dom Smith doing his homework and ready for it and crushes that one to right.
A no-doubter for his 2nd of the season.
Boomer is the dog. Then he looked good. And just followed his pitch all the way. And there he is. Boomer's dad.
That was kind of a change from the everyday thing that we normally do as far as baseball cards are concerned.
Hey, I have a Labrador. Where's my card?
You know, a little bit different, and it turned out to be a fun experience.
It was just when the camera crew tried to leave that there was a problem. You can't leave.
Inning, and the Reds are down to their last three. They are down by 3. They will face a new pitcher, number 5 on the night for Clayton McCullough, the manager of the Marlins. It'll be Michael Peterson. Peterson, a big, tall right-hander, 6'7", 195-pounder, now 32 years old.
Bottom third of the order for the Reds here in the 9th inning. Tyler Stevenson to get it started. First pitch, Stevenson's in the dirt outside for ball 1, 1-0.
Peterson comes right over the top with his delivery. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Kenley Jansen. Although he can be wild. He's pitched 4 innings, Peterson has, and he has walked 4 batters.
They are still without Pete Fairbanks, who they hope to get back tomorrow. The pitch. And Stevenson pops it foul into the seats behind the first base dugout. 1 ball, 1 strike on Stevenson. Seven to 4 Miami in the top of the 9th inning. Peterson nods the sign that he wants. Readies and delivers the 1-1 pitch. This ball is cranked high and foul off the right side, out of play. That got a lot of the plate. I don't know that he wants to throw that pitch there again. He might not get it back. Probably shouldn't have got away with that one. 97 right down the heart of the plate. Stevenson sprayed it foul off to the right side. Tyler a walk, a strikeout, and a fly to right. He's down to the count here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Peterson comes set, and here he comes, the 1-2 pitch. In the dirt outside, 2-2. Reds fans, start this season with 4 new tires from your local Ford dealer and 4 free tickets to see the Reds. Now for a limited time, buy 4 new tires, receive 4 free Reds tickets. Courtesy of your local Ford dealers. Visit your local participating Ford store for complete info. Count is even, 2-2 on Stevenson. Reds need a couple of base runners to bring the tying run to the plate. The 2-2. Swung on, again popped up high into the air, foul off first, back into the seats. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marte waiting in the on-deck circle. Nathaniel Lowe has a bat on the top step of the dugout. He's ready to pinch hit for Key Brian Hayes if it gets that far. 2-2 pitch is just a little bit low. It'll get that far. The question is, will it get that far with somebody on base and Lowe coming up with a chance to do some serious damage? 3-2 on Stevenson. Payoff pitch. Swinging a ground ball down the line at third. Fair ball fielded by Pauly. Long throw, not in time. Stevenson has an infield hit to begin the Reds' 9th inning.
Well, they were playing no doubles, the Marlins were, because they had Pauly right on the third baseline, and that's exactly where Tyler Stevenson hits that ball. It bounces over the third base bag, touches the line, and he gets an infield hit. So the Reds have a little bit of life here in the 9th inning.
If Marte can reach, it would bring Lowe up, hitting for Hayes with a chance to tie it. If you want to dream a little. Here's the pitch to Marte. Breaking ball in the dirt outside for ball 1.
Hasn't landed his breaking ball for a strike yet.
And if you're a Reds hitter, you've got to pay attention to that and sit fastball at this point. And when you have a pitcher struggling with his command, you can kind of sit on a specific spot also. The 1-0 to Marte. Swinging a ground ball foul, third base side. That was a cutter, but it was down below the zone as well. 1 ball, 1 strike on Noelvi Marte. Stevenson's at first, 1 out in the 9th. Reds are down by 3. The 1-1 pitch. Ground ball again down the third base line, off the glove of Pauly and into foul territory. Almost identical to the ball that Stewart hit back in the first inning. Everybody's safe. Stevenson to second, and it will bring up Nathaniel Lowe, a left-handed batter representing the tying run.
Now, Marte hit it hard, and it kind of short hopped Pauly down there at third base, went back off of his backhand glove right on the heel. And the Reds have reached the first 2. This must be getting a little bit of a sick feeling in the stomach of Clayton McCullough, the manager of the Marlins.
They'll give Marte a base hit. And now it's Nathaniel Lowe. Lowe hitting for Key Brian Hayes. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. The pitch. Swing and a miss. And Lowe's a smart hitter. You know he's been watching and noticing exactly what you talked about. The fact that Peterson has had trouble landing his breaking ball. So he's up there to hunt a fastball. Got one on the first pitch, missed it. 0-1 the count on Lowe. Twirls the bat around. He's waiting. The 0-1 pitch. And Lowe takes strike 2. Cutter at the knees. No balls, 2 strikes on Lowe. Seven for 30 lifetime as a pinch hitter, no home runs. He's down to the count here 0-2. 2 on, nobody out. Reds down 3 in the 9th. Peterson fires. Swung on and Lowe lifts it foul into the seats down the left field line. Still no balls. 2 strikes. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or transmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Reds. This copyright reminder is provided by Dinsmore, the official legal counsel of the Reds. From the stretch, Peterson's 0-2 again. And strike 3 called. Low challenges. He thought it was inside. Might have been a little high. It's close, but that might be a strike. Yep, barely. Barely. The Reds benefited from that earlier. This one gets the Reds, and just the slightest little bit of the edge of the baseball catching the slimmest part of the inside corner at the top of the zone for strike 3 to Lowe. Not a bad time to challenge it. It's the first out, though. Here in the 9th inning, the Reds are now out of challenges. Now they still have 1 remaining. Excuse me. No, they're out. Friedel standing in. A 3-hit game for TJ. He takes a strike at the knees. The count is 0-1 on a first pitch cutter.
Yeah, the scoreboard in the stadium here shows the Reds still have an ABS challenge, but now they've just changed that.
Now they've corrected it. 0-1 on Friedel. Peterson fires, and it's popped up high into the air, back behind home, and it'll find its way back into the seats. So you missed the home run structure here in Miami. As I watched that foul ball land in the seats behind home plate, I looked down to the backstop and remember the aquarium that they used to have built into the back.
I love that.
I did too.
Yeah.
I missed that. I wish they'd bring that back. 0-2 on Friedel. Peterson readies, and here comes the 0-2 pitch to TJ Friedel. Swinging a ground ball to first, handled by the first baseman Norby. He'll take it himself, 3 unassisted to the bag. TJ's retired for only the 2nd time tonight. Both runners will move up 90 feet. Now Matt McLean. Matt, one of the heroes of last night's comeback win. has a chance to repeat history tonight. That's still homerless on the year. Hitless tonight. He's 0 for 3 officially. He was hit by a pitch that scored a run in the 5th. Kelly waiting in the on-deck circle. Reds down to their final out. 2nd and 3rd, 2 away. The right-hander Peterson from the belt to the plate. First pitch, a strike. Fastball near the top of the zone on Matt McLean. 0-1. Kelly waiting in the on-deck circle. McLean can reach. Peterson's 0-1. Too high. Fastball on the outside corner, and the Marlins want a challenge. It was actually outside is where that pitch missed. They'll be out of challenges. It was outside. So that was their last challenge. Each team will get one back if we go to extras. 1 ball, 1 strike on McLean. 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Peterson ready. And the 1-1 to McLean. Swing, and it's fouled back. A ball and 2 strikes. McLean and the Reds down to their final strike here in the 9th inning. 8-3 start for the Reds. The best start they've had since 1990. That team started 9-2. The 1-2 pitch. Swing and a foul back again. This 8-3 start for the Reds is the 4th best 11-game start in franchise history dating back to 1900. One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike 3 called, got him looking. McLean down on strikes. He can't believe it. He thought it was low. It was, but the Reds didn't have a challenge. And that's all. Reds fall tonight to the Marlins. Final score here in Miami. It's the Marlins 7, Reds 4 in Lone Depot Park in Miami. And we'll be back to wrap it up right after this on the Reds Radio Network.
Be at Great American Ballpark April 10th through the 12th as your Cincinnati Reds welcome the Los Angeles Angels. Stick around after the game on Friday, April 10th for a spectacular post-game fireworks show. Fans in attendance on Saturday, April 11th will take home a Noelvi Marte wall catch bobblehead presented by the Jeff Weiler Automotive family while supplies last. For tickets to the Reds and Angels series sponsored by Kroger Zero Hunger, Zero Waste, visit reds.com/tickets.
Sausage, egg, cheese, made from scratch buttermilk biscuit. Hungry? Canadian bacon.
Mitch Meyer at the wall, leaping off his glove, and look at Ross Glow preventing a 3-run home run. That is one of the oddest plays.
Giles, a long run towards the corner. Crashes through the door.
For a moment, I thought he wanted to leave early.
A strange-looking defensive play by Pat Burrell. It looked like the invisible man came from behind and tackled him.
Wanted out in front of the plate. He's falling forward. And that's a Zach Bundes flare.
Yeah.
Bringing is a brand new Tony Gwynn drop I did with his estate. So we just signed a deal at therealist.com to actually go through his entire archives, present them, and auction them off. And to announce it, we did this limited edition 1994 The Lost Season card. Because, you know, between August of 93 and May of 95, Tony Gwynn batted .406 in 162 games. So in the back, we have the stats of what could have been.
Bottom 4, 3-0 Blue Jays. Kazuma Okamoto to lead it off for the Blue Jays at a fly ball to right in his first at bat. As Okamoto drills one. High, deep, gone! His first home run as a Blue Jay, and it is 4-0. Big time power to the opposite field.
He came here with a power bat, and to show that early in the season, he's got these fans on their seats.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, you know, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Final score in Miami. Marlins over the Reds tonight, 7-4 your final. Now the Reds will try to bounce back tomorrow and still end up with a series victory if they can win the finale tomorrow afternoon. The Reds will send right-hander Rhett Lauder to the mound. He'll be looking for his second win of the year. Lauder's 1-0 with a 1.64 ERA. Max Meyer starts for Miami. No record and a 4.66 earned run average. First pitch is set for 12:10, which means we're on the air at 11:40 with the Reds pregame show across the network. That's all we have for you for tonight. Thanks for listening. For Chris Welsh, our on-site engineer Santiago Rodriguez, our studio producer back in our network headquarters, Joe Waddell. This is Tommy Thrall saying so long from Lone Depot Park in Miami. Stick around. It's got the Reds post-game show next right here on the Reds Radio Network. Good night.
You've been listening to Cincinnati Reds Baseball.
The Reds are on the radio.
Reds Baseball is brought to you by AAA. At home or on the road, we've got you covered. Kroger, fresh for everyone. JTM Food Group. Let's create great dishes together. JTM. PNC, the official bank of the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati Children's, changing the outcome together. Western and Southern Financial Group, life insurance, retirement, and investments. Reds Baseball is also brought to you by